Good evening and welcome to EGI2 Stream 25 with our very special guest, TV's own Carmen Christopher. Thank you so much for Carmen coming to the show, Carmen, and being our special guest on this special evening, Stream 25. What a milestone! But unfortunately, Carmen, before we get into introducing you to the people, I'm sure they know plenty about you already, but we do have to address the fact that there is a hype train happening right now, and we have to do what is necessary to do what the promise that we have made to our audience whenever there is an hype train is that I will tell a story, a fable from memory, one of these great stories of old where people in ages long ago fought for their lives against unbelievable odds. Obviously, you being a student of history will remember from deep readings of history that disease, war, factional fighting, unbelievable slaughter and pain that was visited upon the human race as we ascended from our from the cradle of civilization into
Robbie, you have hit a hype train level 3 and a hello to Carmen.
Hello to Carmen, and back to you, Allan, back to you, Carmen, back to you, Chad. Welcome back to EGI2 Stream 25. Apologies if the picture looks a little dim, but we have tried everything that we can to do what's right.
Tell the story or interview Carmen.
To do the story right now is to do the story tonight on EGI2, twitch.tv/EGI_2, Stream 25, and the story comes to us directly from where else but the ancient and most mysterious of mountain ranges, the Carpathian Mountains, Allan.
What's up?
The Carpathian Mountains, of course, being most famous in the upcoming, most famous in previous retellings and upcoming tellings of the Dracula story, Vlad the Impaler. Carpathian Mountains. I believe also there was a great dam that was built there in the 1960s. Allan,
Carmen, I heard has to leave soon, so you can talk if you want, Carmen.
Well, when you ask a TV star to come into your show, you expect a TV star to come into the show with all the baggage that entails and all of the schedule, this overlapping schedules. So we do thank Carmen for being here, but we must indeed talk about these Carpathian Mountains and how they became such a treacherous and pointy set of mountains.
Ottoman, how you doing? I gotta run. I'm shooting. They're doing a prequel of Sopranos. I'm in a couple episodes. But I just got to say real quick, everybody, I know you're sitting at home. Get up and shake that ass and get a little energy going.
Okay.
Everybody stand up right now and go ahead and shake that ass.
What's so funny about what Carmen just said is that, in fact, when we do talk about the Carpathian Mountains and how they got how they got that treacherous shape, Allan. You know what shape I'm talking about,
Because of what Carmen said about shaking, we've now hit a level 4 hype train, so you have to continue the story for 4 or 5 more minutes. Back to you, Robbie.
Because, unfortunately, there wasn't dancing previously to the Carpathian Mountains looking like they do in their current iteration.
And this is a different prequel to The Sopranos because they'd had a prequel movie.
Oh yeah.
The Carpathian Mountains, of course, as we all know, back in the prehistorical times, were quite round. They almost looked more like. Right now, they look more like vampires' teeth. Of course, being the Dracula teeth of the mountains, the pointy mountains, sharp. So, but before that, they looked more like you know what they referred to them as? They referred to them as the toes, the wet toes of Eastern Europe. That's what they referred to them as. Allan.
I just want to butt in here and say that Carmen's star power is so electric, and I'm just excited to be around him. We've already jumped to level 5 hype, which is very rare for us. So 4 or 5 more minutes of this story, and then you can interview Carmen before he has to leave.
You guys know what that means? That means it's time for a movie review of Gladiator 2.
And we're so pleased to have Carmen here. Of course, it's what a joy, what a gift, and what a gift I give to Carmen at this point to explain what he had said so off the cuff, as he is known to be so off the cuff, a great improviser, one of the great Chicago improvisers of our time, was able to come up with that, and somehow Carmen, have a foresight, almost a sixth sense, you might say, that it would actually link into the story that I'm about to tell about how the Carpathian Mountains went from being the wet toes to the pointy teeth.
But did you like Gladiator 2?
Gladiator
was it better than
2 was not bussin'. They didn't even say, "Are you not entertained?"
And everybody in the Carpathian,
I
think it's important to say that everybody in the Carpathians in this, I want to say like 500-600 BC, They were a dour people, Carmen. They were a dour people. There was very little joy in their lives. It was all wind and occasional snow and darkness, a lot of darkness, because the rocks of these in the way, the reason they called them toes is because you know how if you kind of curve the toes of your feet a little bit over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a great shadow, a great shade that would fall across the land around 5 or 6 p.m. Every day because of the way that the sun set behind the mountains. And so people after what we would say is just a late afternoon, a rather pleasant time, the magic hour.
Have you guys seen that movie Diner?
No, what is
Barry
it?
Levinson film.
Oh, I love him.
Bunch of guys in suits talking about hooking up and drinking and stuff.
Well, unfortunately, when the darkness fell, people would go inside their homes and they wouldn't touch each other anymore, Allan. They refused. They said that the darkness meant that God had shut his eyes, and to do things outside of God's sight was, in fact, risking some doom upon the city.
Ara Autumn wants to know if I would kill in the Coliseum. I'll tell you what, if I was in the Coliseum, I would absolutely have a pistol. I would have figured out how to figure out a gun and just, like right when everybody gets close to me, cap them. Just pull a total Robert De Niro and Deer Hunter. You think you got me? No chance.
That would entertain me.
And this is such what an incredible gift that we are given from Carmen has given us such a great gift simply by being here and sharing some of his insights into the movie making industry, into the career that he's had, the skyrocketing career that he is, the path that he is on right now.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is,
check out my
Carmen
stand-up.
and Allan,
Check out my stand-up
is that
special.
we have to talk about how
check
those
out my
Carpathian
stand-up
mountains.
special. It's on a weird app called Veeps. It's $5.99 stand-up special live from the Windy City on Veeps. And send me a message. Let me know what you think.
How they got their shape. They went from
What was that?
what was that? They went from having nubby little toes to great pointy teeth, and the reason that and the way they did that and the reason that they did that was because
Robbie.
Yes, Allan?
I don't know what this is. You've hit another level of hype. I would urge the viewers who are watching to stop giving bits and bytes to Robbie and end the hype train now, so we can hear about Carmen's exciting life with women and movie stars and those parties with oils.
Yeah.
And back to you, Robbie.
But as all stories tend to have, this story also did have a rascal in it. A rascal whose name was whispered by the old women of the town, the city that this was. It's because it was called Carpathia, and that's where actually what we don't talk about is that's how Carpathian Mountains got their name, was because they were the mountains behind the city of Carpathia.
Is this show about video games?
Yes, this is about video. This is about
games?
video games. But at the top of the show, people give Robbie money, and he talks like this for a very long time.
Are they giving him real money?
Yeah, but he doesn't pay me, and I don't think he's going to give you any of it. Or
wow.
James.
Interesting.
So the thing is that
Why would anybody want
in
to
Carpathia,
pay for this?
There was this rascal, and that rascal's name was whispered by all the old women and the old men in Carpathia. As soon as the sun went down, they would say, obviously go inside, because when God shuts his eyes, the things that you do that God can't see will bring doom upon Carpathia. Right?
So do you think that people give money to you as a bit? They think it's funny?
They give bits and they give bytes. I don't know what that is.
Oh.
However, what this rascal...
This guy's like the opposite of a Cartman. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I do think what he says is interesting.
I think what I think is interesting is that this rascal's name, and this is true. This was in Carpathia. This was 500 or 600 BC.
You know all this shit, but you won't read that book that I gave you, How to Get Rid of Your Back Pain.
I did listen to the book. I did actually listen to the book,
work?
but then I broke my arm, and then I had to start. But that's not the story that we're telling right now. Right now we're telling the story.
Send more
Tell the
money.
arm
This
story.
guy's
And
a
I would
mess.
like to reveal to everybody the name of that little rascal was Allan?
Opie? I can't remember the names of the little rascals.
Blasto.
Blasto. I
Blasto.
love the little rascals. Kids are cute as hell. They all
Blasto
grew up to be
Blasto
punks,
was one of those
drug dealers,
rascals
acid
that just wouldn't quit. You know, people would try to get him to go inside. He would say, "I'm staying outside." People would say, "Go wash the dishes." He'd say, "I'm digging a hole." People would say, "Quit picking your nose." He said, "Not only am I picking my nose, but I'm I'm gonna pick your nose.
So is Alfalfa, Spanky, and Blasto?
Blasto is a name that we mostly refer to when we're referring to the great PlayStation exclusive third-person shooter game voiced by the very famous former Chicago native, now long deceased, Phil Hartman.
See, now he's talking about video games. So sometimes he does talk about video games, and then he talks about other stuff. But I want to say we hit Hype Train level 7. I don't know if that's good for us. It's been a while.
That was then?
We're on Hype Train level 7.
Oh, we're still on the Hype Train?
Alfalfa grew up to be a Crypt, and he was actually shot down by some Bloods.
See, this is what
He was the first Crypt. He was the first white Crypt, and he was in the wrong neighborhood, and he was shot to death by a couple Bloods. This is what I heard.
Nonetheless, Blasto was willing to just do whatever he could to exert.
Yeah, do you know that I believed in the Easter Bunny longer than Santa? This is a real story.
Blasto was willing to do anything to exert his independence over the old guard, the old folks of Carpathia. And so he was willing. One night he decided, not only am I not going outside, not only am I not washing the dishes, not only am I not picking my nose, but picking my neighbor's nose.
Ding, 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 ding. It's
I am in
joke
fact,
time.
You can pick your nose.
I'm going to do something that nobody's ever even thought.
Hey, Mosey Lump. Sit on it.
What?
Mosey Lump's talking all that shit. Let me tell you what, Alpha. We can find out where you live through this app, and I'll be there. I'll be there in a couple hours.
I just want to point out to everybody in the chat that
if anything happens to that,
Carmen is in fact from the city of Chicago, from the mean streets of Chicago. It's a violent city. It's a terrible place. People are driving around, hanging out the doors of cars with weapons and just whacking each other off.
It's not like that in Chicago, honestly. It's pretty nice. But ding, ding, ding. That's joke time. You guys ready for a new joke?
Yes, let's go.
Ready for a joke?
Well,
yes.
I got to tell the story about Blasto.
Okay, well, after this joke.
After the joke, you get back
Hey, here's a new joke. Hey, fellas, I'll tell you a red flag. Is if a woman has green hair and she's walking around with a Starbucks cup. Let me get this straight. You want to match your hair with the person on your cup? Oh, you'll be damn skippy if you see me walking around with a handlebar mustache and a red bow tie holding a Pringles can. Let me get...
Oh, wait. I got something. Hold on. Wait. This is for you, Carmen.
I just want to say that...
What's up?
Back to you.
We barely talked about the Carpathian Mountains.
Okay, go off.
So I'm going to go off on the Carpathian Mountains on Blasto.
Where are they located?
They are located in Eastern Europe between Romania and... They're in Romania. And they're very pointy, but they didn't used to be. Back when Carpathia still existed, back when Blasto was running around being a rascal Blaska. Back when Blaska.
It's in the Czech Republic, Ambrose Crumb said.
Well, the fact of the matter is that this rascal Blasto was willing to do whatever it took to make an impact and to take back the night.
I feel sorry for your mother.
What was that you were doing?
Arnold in something.
Oh.
That was Arnold in a movie. I was at a Hollywood party.
The night in Blasto's time was of course for.
Oh, yeah. He said his favorite line is, "I feel sorry for your mother." I was at a Hollywood party.
This is so cool.
I think we were at a Diddy party and
oh shit,
we were outside. We couldn't get in.
Oh, damn.
But we were there. We were around.
But they didn't let Arnold in.
They didn't let Arnold in. No, they knew he was gonna be a little bit too naughty.
The governor. I tried to do it.
Well, Allan, you had
I feel sorry for your mother.
Allan, you've got a Chicago voice, don't you?
Hey, Chicago. Hey,
there,
come on, let's go rub the bean.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, we don't rub the bean, playa.
We've got
Real Chicagoans don't like the bean. We
Sorry,
hate
guys.
the bean. Real Chicagoans hate the bean.
Oh,
point of order. We
love deep dish.
Hype Train level 7. We are going to finish this story if it kills me and everyone in this room.
Please do not give any more bits and bytes tonight. We'll do that another night. Tonight is a special Carmen night.
Obviously, we've pulled every string to get Carmen Christopher here in the EGI2 studio at EGI2 headquarters for the Game of the Year
not very
Awards 2016. But we do have a live. We've just hit another level
Thank
of
you,
the
not
Hype
very
Train.
smart. Please stop. Can we maybe just stop talking about the mountain?
We can't stop talking about it because the hype train just went to level 8.
What does that mean?
It means that we have to continue the story of Blasto and Carpathia.
It means Robbie made
Blasto
$8.
of Carpathia.
Sheesh.
Blasto. So this is what Blasto did.
What
that
you guys gotta
rascal
understand is my guy over here is in his 60s, so he's got to say what he's got to say.
Blasto thought, what do people do when they go inside at night?
What? Oh, sleep.
I'm not asking you. This is part of the prose that I'm speaking. What do they do when they go inside at night? Exactly.
Oh, you
But
know
they
what time
hide
it
it.
is?
But they
Shake
hide
that
it.
ass time. Everybody
They-
get up and shake that ass. Loosen up. You've been sitting around all day typing. Time to get up and shake that ass to get the blood flowing. Welcome to the
They
universe.
pretend that what Blasto knew, what no one else would talk about, Allan, was that Blasto knew that when people went inside at night, they did things out of the sight of God that were filthy.
Okay, so this is the part where Robbie starts to tell really sexual, erotically charged stories. They're very erotic. I would urge you not to do it tonight because when he does it, people give him lots and lots of bits and bytes, and the hype levels go crazy. And he never stops telling the story, and he never gets to talk about video games. He never gets to interview the guest. So the story is going to get quite sexual, usually quite problematic, but he never gets in trouble for what he says.
I gotta leave in 7 minutes, y'all.
All right.
So Blasto, because he knew what people did inside of the house that they refused to talk about, that rascal thought to himself, well, I'm going to take what people do on the inside of the house, and I'm going to do it outside.
You know what? I'm having so much fun. I'll leave in 12 minutes instead.
So, what was that?
5:32
What was that?
hard
What was
out.
that people did, Allan? Inside of the house, out in the dark, outside of God's waking vision.
You're talking about sex.
I'm not talking about that kind of sex.
Who wants to see my impression of Turtle from Entourage? Let's hear it in the chat.
I do.
All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, you guys. Turtle from Entourage. Come on, Vince! You gotta help me open up a sneaker restaurant. Turtle from Entourage.
Wow, yay. Sound off in the chat if you like that. That was great.
It's foot
I've been
stuff.
doing that around town for the last 8 years, that joke.
That's really good. Robbie, what did you say?
I said foot stuff. That's what they did. Foot stuff. Because the mountains were shaped like feet.
I got this new Eras joke I've been working on.
I'm excited to hear that.
You guys want to hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, what's up with everybody calling everything an era? Got this friend Natalie, right? She comes over and she says, I'm in my bangs era. So I'm like, wait, what? So what? They grow out in 2 months and then your bangs era is over? Shit. I mean, how long are eras now? Because when I was growing up, we had the Victorian era and it was 100 years long, right? And, so now everybody's like, this girl I'm friends with, she's like, I'm in my breakfast era. I'm eating breakfast every morning. I'm like, what? So what? When I take a shit, am I in my shit era? You know what I mean? No. I'm in my eating chicken wings off another man's plate era.
We don't do the brown word in this house.
That was really good.
We don't use that word.
And if you come see me live, I'll probably do that a bunch until I figure it out.
So you know how
Check out my special. I got clean, nice material, sexy stuff. Stuff for the guys and the women and all
this
genders.
is EGI2's Stream 25. It's the EGI2 Game of the Year Awards for 2016. But Carmen, Christopher, we're so happy to have you here. I believe the hype train is the hype train over.
There's something blocking it on our screen, but I just looked on my phone. I think we hit another level.
Whoa! I just got word from Robbie. What?
That's my water bottle.
He literally just said to me,
20 more seconds of the hype train. So I
if
do have the ability.
1,000 people watch tonight, he told me he's gonna show whole.
Obviously,
that's disgusting.
if you're at the
1,000 people watch, he said he's gonna show whole.
So listen,
I don't like that. That's
I just want to
gross.
say this, Allan. Can I just say something to you right now?
Go on.
I want to say that if Blasto were to do the thing inside that everyone was doing inside at night in the dark.
What's a hype? What is a
What's
hype
a hype
chest?
chest?
I just got
Can someone
word.
open the hype chest?
James, can you open the hype chest? You opened it? What is
What
it?
does that mean?
What
I
is a
just
hype
got word
chest?
that Allan Resnick said if a couple thousand people watch tonight, he's gonna also show Hull. I don't like this show. It's disgusting. Why would he do that? Oh, you guys, I'm on After Midnight tonight at 12:15
On CBS?
on
What is that?
CBS. It's a show on CBS.
It's after Colbert.
It's after Colbert.
This is so cool to have a real,
A real. I mean, we
famous
have,
guy.
and what a talent he is, ladies and gentlemen. Carmen Christopher, you've had such a career. You've had such a. You're headed to this. You are a star. How does it feel to be
Knock
at that
on
moment
wood, I'm
in
trying
your
to
life
get-
when you're tipping over from one epoch into another?
I'm trying to get on that Pacino train because he's about to be on his way out. So I'm trying to book those mob roles. So enough comedy bullshit. I want to be walking around with guns, yelling, playing the devil, all types of shit.
But remember, what I want to say to you right now is that despite your fame, despite your fortune, despite your talent, I do think that EGI2 has the ability to stump you, Allan.
Stump me?
Stump Carmen Christopher.
I was on my phone.
Why?
I'm trying to see if we're in a hype train.
Carmen, it is my
okay.
my duty as the EGI2 host to quiz you as the EGI2 guest. Carmen, it's
Let's do
a
it.
quiz just for Carmen.
I'm-
Well, the internet.
Carmen, are you ready are you ready to be quizzed on live here on twitch.tv/EGI_2 for the game? It's the 2016 Game of the Year Awards.
If you want to see me get everything right, let's do it.
Allan, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really good, well rested from the long break. I can't remember the last time I did an EGI2 with you.
And we have to, and we do have to. There will be a few questions here, Carmen,
The
to try your
Carmen
best
Memorial
to answer them as well as you can. We have multiple choice, but we do always end up with an essay question. If you get the essay question right, sometimes that can tip the balance from you winning the quiz tip the balance from you getting to. You got the quiz. It's
Let's
the
go.
quiz.
Their IG handle in the chat. We're all
Everybody
gonna
drop
follow
the IG hand on the chat. What Carmen Christopher
Mine's
says
Carmen,
as,
yes, Carmen.
someone who has done all of these wonderful shows and has improvised his way to the pinnacle of his career. Carmen Christopher.
It's all been improvised? I thought he was reading. I thought he had a script.
Do you have a script?
it. Everything I do is improvised, except for some stuff.
Thank you. Did I not?
Yo, I got a little message for all the people out there. Make sure that you say hi to your neighbors and tell them that you love them, because sometimes they're lonely and they might want to get rid of themselves. So, but if you say that you love them, they might want to keep themselves around.
I don't. Are you talking about neighbors?
Mm-hmm.
No quiz.
Have you guys ever
Oh, we don't
seen-
have.
I
All
have a
right, we
neighbor
don't have
who
a
I-
quiz. So that means you know what that means,
really
Allan.
Don't like.
Allan, we don't have quizzes, so that means we're going directly into the EGI2's 2016 Game of the Year Award. The mics were down during that video, but we still let you talk anyway. But thank you for saying that. It was a kind thing to say and a kind gesture to the people of this world.
And I want everybody to go ahead and unfollow the Dalai Lama on Twitter. He's been stealing my tweets for a decade.
Allan?
I've heard quite bad things about the Dalai Lama, that he's been messing around and saying all kinds of crazy
He's
stuff.
been stealing my shit for a decade.
So EGI2, we're feeling a bit rusty. We forgot to upload the quiz. We forgot to upload the quiz questions.
Do you remember the questions?
I don't remember the questions. I think one of them had to do with Odin Sphere.
Maybe
First one to
maybe
call
ask him a
in.
question about his storied career in Hollywood and all the TV.
Hello?
Let's go ahead and begin
gotta
our
go.
EGI2 2016 Game of the Year awards with our very first award of the evening. Carmen Christopher, I think you will be very pleased to see what got the first award of the evening, because it is in fact
Oh, whoa.
Most likely to be purchased on sale for the award for. The award for most likely to be purchased on sale for multiple platforms before ever being played award has gone to, you guessed it, the Banner Saga, Allan.
It looks like a cartoon. It doesn't look like a video game.
It's a beautiful art style. It's rotoscoped animation. It reminds a lot of people of the old Ralph Bakshi cartoons. It's the Banner Saga, and it is a strategy game that is most likely to be purchased on sale for several platforms before ever being played.
Marco Lot, what's your question?
Yeah, let's go. Carmen has to go, so let's ask questions. Let's ask some
four-
questions
I
for
got
Carmen,
about
and then
Well, let's ask your.
maybe don't talk about games for a minute.
got
Maybe
about
we,
3
maybe we talk
minutes.
about the
TV
Banner
shows
Saga.
and
How about that?
movies
Because
and
that just won the
acting and
first.
improvising comedy. He's a comedian. His special.
I got
to
about
talk
3 minutes.
3 more minutes. We can get him here. This is a
guys wanna
blessing
know?
for us. It's very rare for us to have
You guys
someone
wanna know
of this
about
caliber
Jeremy Allen
talk
White
to
on
us
the
and give
Bear,
us
or
attention.
what?
So let's just hear him out. Let's hear what he has to say.
You guys got questions about Jeremy Allen White on the Bear?
I have a question about the Banner Saga, which is the first award of the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year awards. Carmen, were you surprised that it was going to be the Banner Saga and not something that is also more likely, or did you feel? How are you feeling about the Banner Saga at this moment?
Bro, I never even thought about this in my life. I got no idea what this is.
Allan, were you expecting it might go to something like Tesla Grad?
I don't know the words. I don't know the words Tesla Grad or Banner Saga. Sega, I know, but I don't think people generally know what you're talking about.
I got to answer some questions real quick.
All right, let's go.
Carmen was the name was from my mom and dad. They named me that after a great uncle. Carmen, did they let you eat the food on the bear? They did, and it was good. What is Carmen's favorite Mortal Kombat fatality? Probably when someone fucking gets electrocuted to death by Raiden. Let's go. Carmen, what is the difference between Sega Genesis and Sega Master System? Sega Genesis is a game that I played. Sega Master System is something the president won't share with us. Do people call you Carm for short? Yes. Only 3 minutes left for Carm. That's wrong. I got 1 minute left.
And that's just enough time to get one more award of the show for the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year awards. Let's see. It's most PC. The award for most PC game on consoles this year goes to, of course, Hawken. Carmen.
Oh, that game was crazy, man.
Allan, Hawken, most
it.
PC game on consoles this year.
Most PC game on console. And when you say this year, what you're referring to?
Well, because it came
2016?
out earlier, but then it came to consoles this in 2016, not this year. It's 2024. I don't want to get political, but it's.
I know what year it is, but I'm talking about the most
PC game on consoles this year.
And what was the answer to that?
Hawken.
And when you say this year, you're talking about 2016.
Right.
Got it.
No, this year is 2024.
No, I know that.
I don't want to get political.
I'm not.
I don't
well,
want to get
2016 was a very
political,
political
but I
year
love
too, Robbie.
to fight for the rights of our country and everybody who deserves love.
Carmen is from a mean city. It's Chicago. It's the mean streets of Chicago, and you can see it in his rugged individualism and also his tough personality.
I'm a tough guy, but I got a weird body. My body's weird.
Allan, what are people saying about Hawken in the chat?
People are talking about Carmen. Do all entertainment industries involve the casting couch? That's a good question.
Oh, let me tell you what. The casting couch is brutal. They make you. No, I'm joking. No, that doesn't exist. I never had to deal with it. Everything's on Zoom now.
I feel like Carmen is telling. I don't get this.
I was born in Chicago suburb, but I just say Chicago because it's easier.
I have a question.
Allan, can you do that Chicago voice again?
Hawken
Hey,
is the Jeremy
Chicago,
Allen
I'm gonna
White.
go try to see if I can swallow the whole bean.
Carmen, who is the most famous person you've ever met or talked to?
David Letterman.
I can't believe I forgot
Really?
the quiz slides.
Is that pretty high? That's high.
David
right?
Letterman is one of the most famous. Is super famous. Yeah.
Maybe I did a bit with him the Emmys.
You did a bit, so you didn't just
It's
shake.
on Vimeo.
You didn't just shake his hand. You did a full-on bit with.
I had to
comedy
drive
legend
him.
David Letterman.
I had to drive him in a car and kick him out of an Uber. I was playing an Uber driver. It was during COVID. They made me wear a COVID mask.
Oh my
But
god!
You could find the video on my Vimeo.
Oh, well,
I'm so
yeah, let's-
excited
all the takes are there.
about this story, but we do have, because we have Carmen for this incredible opportunity. We also must show Carmen, have Carmen here for when we reveal the next Game of the Year award, the 2016 Game of the Year awards award. And this award goes to Dishonored 2 for most graphics.
Man, shut your ass up. Don't say that.
Most graphics. Can we see the card again? Most graphics. Alan, what are your thoughts?
I think I played that one.
It's got the most graphics, wouldn't you say? Illustrating this award in this screenshot that we have here on the award slide is, of course, an example of the sheer amount of graphics that went into Dishonored 2.
I gotta thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Can I come back February when my special's on YouTube to promote it?
Yeah. Anytime you want. I think it's an open door policy for you.
Well, what did you think about the Game of the Year awards so far, Carmen? What are your thoughts?
Man, I thought that game was hilarious.
It had a lot of graphics.
Man, that game was so funny.
Well, thank you for coming, Carmen. Christopher,
All right, everybody have a good night.
You're the most famous
Bye.
person that we've had on EGI2 live here on twitch.tv/EGI_2. And we are so grateful for your...
This goes on until like four or five more hours.
Until we run out of... It goes...
Yeah. Come on back. Come back. Wow.
Wow, what a...
What
Alan,
an honor.
you're beaming.
Bye.
I've never
glowing.
seen you beaming like
I
this,
feel
Alan.
pregnant. Bye. I love you.
Love you too, Carmen. Thank you so much. What an honor to have such an esteemed actor, comedian, and a talent. I think that you can say that is a talent, Alan.
Absolutely. I mean, the way he stormed in here, it sort of swept me off my feet. Just that I felt a big shift in the energy as soon as the door opened. He came in. I was like, oh, it's like if you, it's like seeing like a cartoon character in real life. Like if you walked outside and you saw Bugs Bunny and he was real. But he came in and I felt quite hot in my head and warm, and my cheeks got really quite red. You could probably pick that up on the camera. And I almost don't remember him being here because it's like the memories of it. I'm already remembering the memories of it, even though it just happened. I'm going to have to rewatch the video to be like, did he really say that or did I imagine it? Back to you, Robbie.
Back to you, Alan, and thank you for that. But we do have to keep plugging on along with plugging on and along with our EGI2 2016 Game of the Year awards. Most graphics went to, of course, Dishonored, but we have to announce that there was a honorable mention for most graphics, and that was, of course, the Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Alan?
That's a movie.
Transformers Fall of Cybertron was a third-person action shooter, not cover-based, sort of almost like a run and gun, almost like a pure 3D run and gun, Alan. But with every once in a while, you would turn into a car or a truck or an airplane.
I wish Carmen would come back and tell us more about Gladiator 2 because he started that story, but he didn't get to finish it.
But what's so interesting
about
about the graphics, Alan, is that there's just so... When you look at these screenshots from Dishonored 2, when you look at a side-by-side with the Transformers Fall of Cybertron, you have to ask yourself, how did they at what point... When you are creating a game, when you are creating the art and the graphics for a game, at what point do you stop, and what happens if you don't stop? If you just keep going, if you keep adding textures and geometry and you just don't stop.
I do love graphics in games and the logos and all the little imagery people make and how they come up with the character designs. That is so cool. And I put my hat on. Back to you, Robbie.
Back to you, Alan, and thank you so much. Let's go ahead and open up the phone calls.
That's the camera. That's where Carmen was.
What?
This is the shot where Carmen was. This is... Oh. Okay. Can't... Oh.
Let's go ahead and open up the phone lines. We do have a new phone number because we were off for so long that we let the old phone number expire, which I didn't realize that phone numbers did expire, Alan.
I don't think phone numbers expire.
Caller, you're on the air with EGI2, twitch.tv/EGI_2 for our EGI2 2016 Game of the Year Awards. How are you feeling on this wonderful night of nights, this awards night?
I'm feeling good. I'm very excited to find out what the 2016 Game of the Year is going to be.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is Kat.
It is Kat.
Kat from Ithaca. Wonderful to hear your voice. Amazing.
Ithaca's
gorgeous.
Ithaca is gorgeous.
I am. I agree. I am no longer in Ithaca. It's been a while, and now I'm in Newton, but I am still Kat.
In what?
Newton, Massachusetts.
Newton?
I don't know. I don't know
Newton.
I don't
Newton.
know. I
Oh,
don't know.
Newton.
Newton.
Newton, Massachusetts.
I don't know Newton.
I don't know Newton.
I don't know Newton, so I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Remember that
And I don't know
old
what their,
song
like,
from
saying is or what anything about it. I know Ithaca.
the turn of the 21st century? The
Well,
old song, you don't know
that's okay.
Nan.
We could pretend I'm still in Ithaca.
Ithaca is gorgeous. Back to you,
The
Kat.
cat from Ithaca. What are your
Very
thoughts about the 2016 Game of the Year awards? Obviously, we had a bit of a hiccup in that I forgot to upload all of the slides for the Carmen's quiz to the program, so we had to jump right into feet first. We had to jump right in feet first into the 2016 Game of the Year awards.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame about the quiz, but I'm feeling good about the 2016 Game of the Year awards. I'm really hoping that Inside is going to take home something this year.
Kat, what did you think about the Most Graphics Award? Do you think that was the right call, that Dishonored 2 did in fact have the most graphics? I mean, you saw that grounded, that beached creature, something like a whale, something stabbed to death, ripped to shreds, innards hanging out.
Yes, I haven't played the game, but I saw the shark, and I believe it had a lot of graphics. So hard to argue with that.
Hard to argue with that, Allan. What do you think? What are people saying? You're on the street there. You're listening to the people. You're understanding what they're saying about the Banner Saga, about Hawken, about Dishonored 2, and of course,
Well,
Transformers: Fall of Cybertron.
10th of the 10th says probably least graphics, but great game.
For what?
I don't know. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, and I don't remember what the question you asked me was. Ever since Carmen left, I felt like the whole room got cold and small.
Kat, do you ever have that? Have you ever met someone more famous than you?
I don't think I've ever met anyone even a little bit famous.
Well, let me tell you something. A lot of I would say he's smaller than he looks on television.
Carmen.
Is that right?
But he had a big presence. You know,
big
like, I felt like I had to
I
go
feel
out
like
his
he
way
did
to
bring an
interview
energy
everybody.
to it. He interrupted the story time with his own energy, with his own ideas of what the show should be. I mean, that's the kind of person that just sticks their hand out at a life and wraps the hand around the neck of the life and throttles it until it turns into what he wants it to be.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a lot of respect for Carmen. He's great on the bear, but you got to respect story time.
You got to respect story time, and you have to expect Game of the Year awards 2016. We're going to go ahead and give our next award for the game. The next award for the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year awards goes to Battlefield 1 for the wettest boys. Allan?
They do.
right.
They do look quite wet.
They're I mean, look at these boys. They're damp.
Those boys are wet.
I like that.
And what I love about Battlefield 1 is that we're seeing how wet just about everybody got in that most awful of wars. Of course, the First World War. Every side, no side was left dry by the end. Although I suppose you could say perhaps the tribes that were fighting in the desert against the Ottomans. But I bet they got pretty sweaty too, Allan.
And he wasn't just on The Bear. He's also on The English Teacher, which is on Hulu. Carmen.
And Joe Pera.
And he's on the Joe Pera show.
Kat, your thoughts on these wet boys? They're damp. They're ready to fight to the death to defend what they think is country, what they think is honor, but may in fact just be a misguided misguided war as the result of overlapping. What's the word, Allan?
What are you talking about? Water? Wet?
No.
Wet boy? What are you
Is it
trying
priorities?
to say? Priority?
Kat?
What are you trying to say?
Is it priorities?
Priority?
Prioritize?
I guess so.
I don't know. I missed what you were saying.
Kat, what are you looking at? What else are you looking forward to in the 2016 Game of the Year awards?
Honestly, I think the only game I played that came out in 2016 was Inside, so that's all that I'm looking forward to.
Ambitions. That was the word I was looking for.
Did Inside come out in
Ambition.
2016?
It did come out in 2016.
I thought it did.
It absolutely 100% Inside did come out in
I thought that
2016.
I thought that
Kat,
just
thank you
came
so much
out.
for your call. We have to keep plugging away at these awards for the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year awards. Allan?
If Inside came out in 2016, I do
Alright.
think it should win an award because that was an actual game people like.
If you want something that was popular and something that people liked to win an award, Allan,
I do.
Well, then guess what?
What?
You go somewhere else
Why?
because this is EGI2 and we do things differently here, and that's
Two-part question. Question one: Why do we do things differently? And part two: how do the awards get chosen? Who votes? Is there a board that votes? Because I didn't vote, and I would vote for Inside.
2016 Game of the Year awards. We have a caller on the line right now. Caller, you're on the air with EGI2, twitch.tv/EGI_2. Who are you? Where are you calling from? And what do you think of these wet boys?
This is Pam from Denver.
Pam from Denver, wonderful to hear your voice. I hope that
Yes.
you never have to befall the type of combat that these wet boys had to deal with back in the 1914 to 1918 Great War.
I would never want to be that damp. Oh.
What?
Hello? Oh,
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
hi.
Pam,
Okay,
you
all right.
obviously never
Sounds good.
fought in the First World War, but do
No.
you have family that fought in the First World War? Do you have any old medals? Do you have any old gewgaws that from that time period? And guess what, Pam from Denver, we have an absolute scorcher of a surprise guest. It's Luke Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, and
Whoa.
everybody outside and in between, Luke Taylor, the Luke Man Taylor, is here for the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year awards. Luke?
You guys know you got to be out of here by.
What a surprise.
Luke, we have to be. Luke is here to kindly remind us that we have fallen in favor somewhat, and that we are no longer able to go as long as we used to go for
Right.
EGI2. We have to be out of here by 8, so he can stream. I'm guessing a Fortnite with him dressed as the Wicked.
Well, I was gonna play Fortnite, but then the Marvel Overwatch clone comes out today, so I'm probably gonna play that.
Is that 8 p.m. Pacific time?
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, though, this is in fact the 2016 Game of the Year awards. Luke Taylor, we have just given out our late.
Well, Overwatch came out in 2016. I looked at this on Wikipedia, so
Okay.
don't even think to yourself. Don't even say, "Oh, I don't know about that." I saw that smile. It did. It's a 2016 game. How are you doing,
But we
caller?
def-
Not very
Hold on
smart
for a
says
sec.
Luke got
I'm doing
Luke got a
great.
new
Good
shirt.
to hear from you.
Why do they know?
Join us in following the
Yeah.
Luke. I don't know what that means. Something just popped up on chat. Join us in following the Luke Man Taylor. Luke, we do at the pleasure of Luke Taylor, we are able to use this studio, and we have to get out of
We're
here
very
soon. So
grateful
we have
for
to
him.
plug along with the EGI2 Game of the Year awards. Luke, our latest award was the Wettest Boys for Battlefield 1 got the award for having the wettest boys.
Hey, I'd probably vote for May when her ice or snowballs melt as the wettest boy from 2016, right, caller?
But our next award
right.
we have our Wet Boys award out, and our next award, of course, has to be going to I Am Setsuna for the award for the quickest way of finding out if you are Setsuna. Luke,
What is Setsuna? Is that like a game?
Allan,
Wow.
Same question. I'm going to echo Luke's concern about Setsuna. Is Setsuna a game?
throw the award back up on the screen there. It's I think it's pretty straightforward. The game is
kinda
called I Am Setsuna, and it gets the award for being the quickest way to find out if you are Setsuna.
You play as Setsuna though? I mean, it's like like Legend of Zelda. You don't play as Zelda.
Having not actually played I Am Setsuna, I can't actually speak to whether or not you do play as Setsuna.
So how do you know it wins that award?
Because you find out.
It's in the title.
Yeah, exactly. If you play the game, you'll find out if you're Setsuna or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, okay, whatever.
You just got to roll with it.
Yeah.
Alan, what are
sorry.
people on the street talking about when it comes to I Am Setsuna? If it is in fact the quickest way to find out if you're Setsuna or not.
People are saying, I am Setsuna, question mark?
I am not
Someone-
Setsuna. I know
someone
that
says
I'm
we-
not
we-
Setsuna.
we
so
are Setsuna.
I think the controversy
Must-
could be
Musty Lump says, me. I am Setsuna? 3 question marks?
I'm not Setsuna.
Well, how do... Okay, so then I'm a little...
Well, I
I'm a
also
little
haven't, but I
confused.
haven't. Fair to me, I haven't played I Am Setsuna. So I might be Setsuna.
It could be. Robbie can't play every game.
I can't play it. We can't play everything. We obviously we can play Battlefield 1. We can play Hawken and Dishonored 2 and Transformers: Fall of Cybertron, and of course, well, we don't necessarily have to play the Banner Saga, do we, Luke?
Was the show always like this?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Except they used to pay us to do it.
Oh.
Twitch used to pay us to do it, but then all the people that used to pay us got fired or laid off, and
Adult
now
Swim
we
used
have
to pay
just
us.
The
scrabble
gray
it.
coats and tall buildings.
What?
The gray coats and tall buildings.
The gray coats and exactly. Pam from Denver gets it. Gray coats and tall buildings.
I do.
They promised us. They promised us the corner office, but instead we got the janitor's closet.
And I don't want to advocate for violence in any way, shape, or form, but there is a sort of trend going on where people are killing.
Alan, I don't want to get political.
I'm not getting political. I'm just
The
saying there is a
EGI2
trend going on
2016
with
Game of the Year Awards.
people
We're
are
supposed to be
killing-
having fun. We're supposed to be remembering all the great games that came out in 2016.
But we used to work for a very large corporation,
Right.
Turner Broadcasting Company, Ted Turner. I'm not advocating violence, and then Twitch, which I believe is owned by Jeff Bezos. But I'm just broad strokes. There's a trend happening.
Ted Turner's got to be dead, right?
Ted Turner is still with us. He
Really?
brought back the American
Really?
Buffalo, so Ted Turner is still with us. And just in the same way that Ted
That's
Turner
crazy.
brought back the American Buffalo, we are bringing back the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year Awards with our next award, which of course goes goes to the most use of language.
Alan, I got new shoes.
Ooh, look at those.
Look, are they
Ooh.
cool?
Yeah, let's get them in that one in the Carmen shot.
They're
Get it in the shot.
they're Croc flip flops, and they're really comfortable.
Those
They're
look
a
like
house shoe for
Those
me.
look like
That's
hard
really
candy.
Oh, wow. That's a wordy title.
I wouldn't mind taking a bite of that candy.
Our
Yes,
next
sir.
our next award, Luke, goes to, of course. No, the other one. We didn't get to talk about the other one, the previous
Most likely to
one.
be staying for a game in the paper. Oh,
Most under night in birth. EXE colon late.
Most use of language award.
What do
Most
you
use of
mean?
language.
There's like the most dialogue in a game?
Congratulations to under night in birth EXE colon late.
I mean, no offense
That's a
to
long
Luke
title.
or Robbie or the caller, but there's been an incredible dip in the energy since Carmen left. He was electric to be around. He was exciting to be around, and now it's just back.
I
We're
got to
back.
be honest too. I'm saving it for my stream, so I'm not going to really give you much more than this.
And I mean no offense to you
Yeah.
whatsoever.
No, I get it. I get
It's
it.
not
Just
personal.
so you, I could
It
be
was
a
a
lot more.
compliment.
So Allan is the most famous person I've met, actually.
Say it
Uh-huh.
again, Pam from Denver.
Where did we meet? I've never been to
At
Denver.
the show over the summer.
Which one?
I guess it's not a 1 funny hour, but a 1 funny half hour with Sarah Squirm.
Oh, that was in
Uh-huh.
Denver. I was in Denver,
Yeah, you were.
and we did meet, and that was
You
so
were?
so nice.
We
and,
did.
And this,
Mhm.
I have something here. This isn't from you, but it just reminded me. I also met one of our other viewers, Joe Botnick, when I was in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And he gifted me this wonderful gift, which is an incredible Switch game, which is so fun to play. I can't even tell you how many hours I've spent playing this game. I've been up all night. I haven't actually been sleeping since I got back from the UK because he gave me this, and every time I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed, I'm gonna just rest my head and sleep. I think, you know what? I should play that game that Joe gave me, and I pull this out, and I pop this in the Switch and I play it. And yeah, so I love to meet all of the EGI fans. I've been quite blessed to be part of the EGI family and to meet so many wonderful people. So it's been great to meet you in Denver, and I'm sorry I forgot that I
Yeah.
had ever been to
That's
Denver.
okay.
And I'm sorry
And,
that I forgot that I was in Denver not that long ago.
That's okay. I was wearing. You said I was the first person that you've seen with the EGI2 shirt in real life.
That is right, yes. Maybe I even took a photo and sent it to Robbie. I was so excited.
Yes, you did. You did, and you signed my little funny piece of art.
Oh, yes. Wow, you're so nice and so sweet. So it's wonderful to meet
Yes.
you.
And thank you for
Yeah.
your call, Pam
Yeah.
from Denver. But we do have to.
No
we do have
problem.
a number of other awards to get to.
Yeah.
On the
Glad to talk to
2016
you guys
EGI2
again.
2016 Game
Thanks,
of the Year
Pam.
Awards.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
back
you.
To you, back
Bye.
to you, Alan. Back to you, Luke. Back to you, Pam from Denver. Wonderful call that we had there. Let's go to our next award of the evening, which of course goes to Mafia 3 for the least likely to be mistaken for a game in the Paper Mario series. Alan, your thoughts?
Like, this would be a game in Paper Mario that the Mario character would play. Like, he'd go to some sort of a sky city, and there'd be like an arcade that he would go into and talk to a bomb, and the bomb would say, if you beat the game in the arcade, I'll give you a mushroom. And then the game would be this game.
No, it's the least likely to be mistaken for one. So that means there are games that are more likely to be mistaken for Paper Mario games.
Can I push back on that though? Because in Thousand Year Door, there's a whole chapter that's like they do a whole mafia thing.
But this is Mafia 3. First of all,
that's Paper Mario.
The main
2.
character in Mafia 3 is
it about Italian people?
It's
too?
not. There's Italian people in it.
Mario
but
is Italian.
Certainly
and so
not
is his brother.
Right,
The lead character is an Italian.
And the Goombas.
I don't want to tell you. I don't want to get political, but he's not Italian.
Bowser's Italian too.
Can we see the game again?
Caller, you're on the air with
Bug
EGI2
Fables,
underscore
there's a game.
EGI_2 twitch.tv/EGI_2. It's the 2016 Game of the Year Awards. Our most recent award went to Mafia 3 for the least likely to be mistaken for a game in the Paper Mario
I just feel
series.
like if we go back to 2016, really, there's no game that you could see more likely than one that's about Italian people. I find that hard to believe.
The graphics don't look like paper.
Right.
Graphics don't look anything like paper. There's no
Right.
paper people in it.
So
Everything's rendered in full 3D.
Right,
It's a bunch of
Deep
monster.
Rock
It's a
Galactic
bunch
came out
of
in
it's a bunch of Costa Nostra and Southern gangsters.
Italian.
But
Like Mario. and
Mario-
Mario
most games are 3D. There's
But
very
you
few
play
paper.
as Mario in Paper Mario, therefore, you don't play as Mario in Mafia 3. Caller.
But
There's probably a guy named
I've got a pretty good pitch. How about Paper Sopranos?
who is this?
What?
Oh, I like that.
We don't pitch
Please.
ideas and
No, Can I please? Paper Sopranos is funny.
If you want to pitch a Paper Sopranos video game, call HBO.
They don't make video
games.
games.
They don't make video games, and for good reason.
Netflix does though.
Ooh, a Paper Sopranos.
It's
I
not
like
just
that.
TV.
What is
It's
it?
HBO.
What does that mean?
It is TV though. I
It
don't know
is
why
TV.
they say
It's
on
not
my
just
TV.
TV. It's HBO.
And it's a TV channel.
And also,
It's also
Danny
an
Laundry in the
app.
chat reminds us of Sopranos Road to the Respect for the PlayStation 2. Thank you, Danny Laundry. There was a Sopranos video game,
Hell
and
yeah.
I promise you that was more likely to be mistaken for a big game in the Paper Mario series because you do play as Italians.
Caller, who are you? What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Cody from Florida over here.
Cody from Florida. I don't want to get political, but Florida has become quite an issue lately.
Hey, I'm Florida. Sorry, I'm just trying to help.
Oh, don't make it so political. What are you doing? Oh.
Allan,
I like what he's doing.
why do you like that?
I like the funny voice of the Italian man.
An Italian man and a guy from Chicago walk into a deep dish pizza restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Cody from Florida, what are your thoughts on the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year Awards award going to? You can comment on any award
look
thus
really nice.
far. I feel like we haven't talked a lot about the Banner Saga.
Nice.
Are they
Got
a
these
sponsor,
today.
Luke? Did they sponsor your
Who?
show? The shoe.
No, I just like them. I just got them on a whim today at the Galleria, and I'm
Oh,
loving
shoes,
these
shoes.
shoes.
Because I've been looking for a new
Look
shoe.
like hard candies, don't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind breaking breaking
sale.
a tooth on that piece of hard candy.
They're Croc.
That's
What?
crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? They're
Cody
like
from
Crocs.
Florida, what are your thoughts on the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year Awards?
Imagine I'm putting my feet up.
First of all, let's just get this out of the way right now. That shoe is epic.
Thank you.
Nice.
It looks like one of the newer vinyl pressings. Like a lot of
Yes.
bands are like making
Uh-huh.
their vinyls look funky like that now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yep. Yes, of course. That I agree.
The game of the year 2016 was cool. That was the year I actually got my PlayStation 4 used,
Sorry,
and it's still working great to this day.
Thanks for your call, Cody
I had
from Florida.
I had to flick off one of the chatters because they said it looks like it's covered with
We don't
bird shit.
put that thing away. This ain't no jack-o'-lantern show. Allan, put that thing away.
I'm just kidding, Robbie. I'm just having fun.
Cody from Florida,
Whoa.
we're gonna put these things away. Put them away.
Oh,
Cody from Florida, Allan, put them away.
Oh man, I'm just talking into my mic.
Cody from Florida, this thing has gone off the rails, but we do have another award to give out this evening, which of course is the most award for most triumphant return of a beloved franchise, going to Shadow Complex Remastered here live here on EGI twitch.tv/EGI_2. Allan?
Oh, cool.
Oh, dude.
It's only 16.
Look at that tuck. Look at that like that shirt tuck. Shirt tuck into the belt.
Gun
pretty cool.
Pixies. Bun. How is it? What's it called, Allan?
Cody from Florida, have you played have you played Shadow
Pixies.
Complex? Do you remember Shadow Complex? Your memories go back as far as 2016.
Even if I had, man, just like based off that screenshot, it looks like that game would erase itself from my brain the moment I put down the controller. To be honest with you,
D underscore long under. What does that mean? If it's a long underscore, long underscore
dash.
G. What?
It's an M dash. No, it's not.
D
James
long
said no.
underscore G. Didn't this come out in
You know.
2009? It did come out in 2009, but it was remastered and the remastered came out in
shit,
2016,
James.
which is why it got the award for the most triumphant return of a beloved franchise.
he looks like a version of Nathan Drake that I would never want to hang out with.
I don't want to get political.
Who was he? He's returning?
Shadow Complex Remastered.
What is he from?
He's Shadow Complex.
That's
The
his
name of the
That's
character
his
is-
name is Shadow
that's
Complex.
weird.
Like the mom and the dad.
Cody
named
from
the
Florida,
kid?
I'm so glad to
La-
hear your voice. I'm glad
Dad's
that you're
last
doing
name's
well, that
probably
you survived
Complex.
all of the back-to-back storms of that terrible place where you happen to live.
Is it okay? Was your family okay?
Ooh.
Yeah, we got kind of lucky in our part of the woods. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there were other storms other than hurricanes that were kind of worse, like the one where my roommate lost the Cadillac. I think you remember that picture. Streets flooded. I was stuck in the parking lot of 7-Eleven talking to you guys. That was
That sucked.
Yeah. I have one more side issue if I can bring it up. It's not related to Game of the Year 2016. Is that all right, Robbie?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do want to hear it though.
What is it?
I want to hear it.
So it's been a while. It's been a while since you've been on, and I wanted to bring you up to date with my newest purchase. Is a Sinden light gun. Have you ever heard of this?
You purchased some sort of a firearm?
I thought isn't that what killed that guy in Manhattan yesterday?
This is the 2016
Is
Game
that
of the Year
all right?
Awards. We're
I
not
don't
getting
know.
political
Simtech
tonight.
light gun.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a U.S.
I'm focused right now. I'm focused on two things: getting through the GD Game of the Year awards, and getting to screenshot you guys now.
Oh yay! I can't wait.
Okay, you know what? Another time, but Robbie, I would love to catch you up on my brand new Sinden light gun for my PC sometime.
I don't know what any. I only heard. Just send us a picture to electronicgameinformation@gmail.com, and we'll feature it on the next stream whenever we happen to do a stream again.
Right, 2016.
I would
was a
love
year.
to send you a picture of my brand new Sinden light gun for PC next
Sinden
time.
light gun.
Something about the way you say that. It's
Something about the
that
way
guy
he
put a
says that,
silencer
isn't it?
on that
Yeah.
Sinden
I
light
really
gun
like the way
before he
you're
used
talking
it.
about this.
Maniac.
Well, in any case, next
Thank you for your
time,
call, Cody.
Sinden.
Thank you for your call, Cody from Florida. Stay safe in a place that is doomed. Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Secret World Legends here on the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year Award.
Oh. Cool.
Allan, what are your thoughts on the Lifetime Achievement Award for Secret World Legends?
I think it's interesting to give a game a lifetime achievement award. I've never heard that done before, so that's kind of a gaming first.
You guess you give a
they're
game
not really
series.
alive.
Right.
It started
You give a series,
as Secret World,
Vector.
didn't it? And then by this, and then by
Milk
2016,
can.
it was Secret World Legends, so it had a life, and that's why it got the Lifetime Achievement Awards. Caller, you're on the air with EGI_2, twitch.tv/EGI_2. It's the 2016 Game of the Year Awards. We've just given out our most recent Lifetime Achievement Award to Secret World Legends. What are your thoughts?
Hey, Robbie, it's Joe. It was well deserved. I think
Joe.
a few games had as much of a lifetime as that particular game, so it's I'm very happy to see it rewarded in such a way.
A lifetime achievement, a life well lived, a life well planned, I would say. I think that their whole goal in the Secret World, in the
Thank you,
development
Joe.
of Secret World, in the continuous
Joe.
development of Secret
You're
World,
welcome.
was to get to the Legends update. Don't you think so, Joe?
I think so. Allan, I'm so glad you enjoyed my gift. I hope you continue to enjoy it. Robbie, I did want to ask a question. You said we didn't talk much about the Banner Saga. I did play the Banner Saga when it came out, and I don't think it came out in 2016. I think it was a re-release. Does that still count?
So it was re-released in 2016, and then also Banner Saga 2
there we
came
go.
out in 2016.
Why is the,
Yeah,
why is the
Banner
milk
Saga 2
brown?
came out in 2016. I just wanted to clarify that. It is a good game.
If all three had come out in 2016, if the trilogy had come out in
Someone used the
2016,
milk.
that would have gotten the award instead. But instead, it was the Banner Saga, the one that you got on a different console than the one you originally got it on. Does that make sense?
Is the milk okay?
Chat,
Milk? What's wrong with the milk?
Chat, go off on the
Chat,
milk.
It's
use
a
the
little-
milk. I want to see if it works.
It's a little dark.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Has it just been sitting there for like... Whoa.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
Okay, we're good.
Oh.
Joe Botnick, what are you hoping to see on the 2016 Game of the Year Awards that you haven't seen yet? What are you? What games are you hoping win awards? If we've seen awards for most graphics, we've seen awards for quickest way to find out if you are Setsuna or not, and you've also seen awards for the honorable mention for most graphics.
And Mafia
Maybe
3.
I can't remember. Did Dead Rising 4 come out in 2016? I think it did. I like Dead
did,
Rising
it did.
4. Maybe that could win the best game that was not great. Like
hold
the
your
best
breath.
not good game.
They made 4 Dead Risings. That's insane.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was
Thank you
pretty
for
bad.
that, Joe. Joe, let's keep you on the air for one more moment as we reveal our next EGI2 Game of the Year Awards award, and this is, of course, the game that will come out in 2017, even though it. Oh, this is also for Secret World Legends. So it's a sweep for Secret World Legends. Game that will come out in 2017,
Is it an
even though it
MMO?
also came out in 2012. So
But what about-
unfortunately,
Well,
Secret World Legends has.
What kind of game is it? Is it an MMO?
It's a sort of an MMO, but with some. It's sort of like Warblade, where you have a massively a multiplayer community, but you can go on individual missions. So can we see those again? So first award, a Lifetime Achievement Award for Secret World Legends, and then to go to
Why
the
is
next
everyone
one for a
dressed
game
like
that'll come out in
normal, though?
2017, even though it also came out in 2012.
Congrats, Secret World Legends.
but Robbie,
Congrats,
did
Secret World Legends.
it? What does that have to do with 2016?
Well, I guess this is a point of controversy, Alan. This
Okay.
is the kind of thing that you have to deal with when you host
League
an
of
awards show.
Legends.
Right.
Is controversy after all. So Joe Botnick, being the Secret World Legends expert that we have here, what does the one award wipe out the other award, or can we see this as a sweep?
I think it's safe to say this is a Secret World Legends sweep at this point.
Nice.
I wouldn't be surprised to see this win Game of the Year, frankly.
Absolutely.
And, mark my
game
words.
that actually came out in 2017 and 2012, going home with
Joe.
the 2016 Game of the Year awards would be historic.
Joe, can I ask you something about Secret World Legends?
Yeah, go for it.
Why are the player characters, why are they wearing like office casual clothes? That doesn't seem very cool.
Well, because it's a secret world, Luke. Because they have to get into the secret world, you have to pretend like you're in the regular world, and then when you go into the secret world, you get freaky.
But so you don't always look like that? Or you do? It's urban fantasy.
Yeah, it's like real, but not real. It's like you wanna feel like you're in the real world, but you're pushing boundaries, but not too much. You want to be fantastical, but not too crazy. That's Secret World.
Okay. Sort of like magical realism.
And I
Sort
want to
of,
give
yeah.
one more. I want to give one more big thank you to Joe Botnick for giving me this wonderful game. It hasn't left my Switch since you given it to me. It's got the cartridge itself has gotten quite heated up and hot from how much I've been playing it. And like I went through a couple controllers playing it because the controllers get so hot when I play. But it's super fun, and I just love it. So thank you so much.
Great.
Mossy Lump in the chat says, I would give Secret World Legends the 2016 Game of the Year award for promo images that most resemble a swiftly canceled CBS action drama from 2007. Allan?
The Mentalist.
The Mentalist?
Yeah, let's just go with that.
Secret World Sweep.
Thank you for your call, Joe Botnick. Stay safe out there. It's Christmas
Thanks,
time.
guys.
People are emotional. They're
Thanks,
crazy.
Alan. Thanks,
They're
Robbie.
maniacs.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank you so
safe.
much.
Next, our next
Thanks,
award, of course, of the evening is just right now that we've established what's happening with the Secret World Legends. Let's go to our next award and this goes to Turbo Track World for best way to build custom racetracks with friends instead of robbing a store.
You don't think it's Halo 3 still, even in 2016?
What?
Forge mode. So impressive.
You don't build tracks, you build maps.
You could build races though. That was so cool about Forge.
This is the game. This is the quickest way the best way to build custom race tracks with friends instead of robbing a store.
Yeah, I think I disagree.
And
with
Skrilla
this
in
as
chat
well.
is disagreeing with the choice. And Skrilla, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear anyone's thoughts, as long as we stick to the fact that this is a racetrack world thing that you use to build racetracks instead of robbing stores, instead of committing robbery. Caller, you're on there with EGI_2,
I'd love to see that,
twitch.tv/EGI_2. It's the 2016 Game of the Year Awards.
Hi, I'm Ed from New Jersey,
Ed?
and I would like to say I would build 1,000 racetracks before I rob a store with my friends.
That's
That's
encouraging.
good.
You know,
That's good. Thank you.
In these troubled times, in this high emotional state that we've all been in for I would say for at least the last month, maybe longer. I would say it is encouraging to hear that people are building custom racetracks with friends instead of robbing stores. Luke?
I don't do that. No.
Do not rob stores, you guys. That merchandise in the stores that doesn't belong to you until you pay for it. You do not take it out of the store until you've exchanged currency. Don't rob stores. Build custom. Please, I beg you, if you're thinking of doing such a thing, don't do it. Get a friend and build a custom racetrack at your house with this game.
Trackmania Turbo.
Right.
Ed?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts so far on the
it's-
2016 Game of the Year Awards? What awards have you seen that you are excited to see? What awards do you hope to see?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about the most graphics. That image of the shark really stuck in my head because of how many graphics that were on it.
It's like I'm telling you, Ed from New Jersey. It's as if they kept going. They had what they needed, and they just kept on adding lumps.
Yeah, I love lumps.
Allan?
No comment on that.
Luke?
Also, no comment. No comment.
Ed?
I think they should comment. That's the point of the show. You got to comment on it when it comes up, right?
I don't need a note, but thank you.
Well, Ed from New Jersey, thank you for your call. We've got let's leave you on the line for
You're
one
welcome.
more announcement, one more game that gets an award. This is the one that I think that this is the one that I had the most trouble figuring out which one to give it to, and it's the hardest to see award.
Let me see.
And this one goes to Hyrule Warriors Legends, the 3DS Hyrule Warriors game, the Musuo Hyrule Warriors series. Allan,
Yeah.
pretty difficult to see what's happening, isn't it?
I cannot make heads or tails of what I'm looking at there.
I
Is
feel
that
like
it?
That's not.
But what is it? It's like a orb or something, or
It's
maybe
like
it's a
Zelda.
bomb. What
Well,
is that?
yes, it's Hyrule Warriors Legends. Ed from New Jersey, your thoughts?
Yeah, I can't make heads or tails of what's going on in that screenshot. And
So-
it's really confusing.
So I think that we can pass around the room and here and understand that this was in fact the correct award to go to the Hyrule Warriors Legends.
Absolutely, Robbie. This is a rare win for you. What is that? Is that Link?
I think it's also on the 3D. I think it was a 3DS.
That
game
is the
originally,
3DS.
right?
Legends is on the 3DS.
Isn't that interesting?
Well,
that
that's
was a
why it's hard to
3DS game
see.
before anything else. You're probably thinking to yourself, Ed, and I know you are. You're probably thinking to yourself, it must have come out on Wii U. Well, no, it was actually on the 3DS first.
I think it came out on the 3DS first, not the Wii U first.
I think.
Someone have a fact check on that because I can't concentrate.
Link will
Didn't they
have me
also put
acting
it on the
strange.
Switch?
It also came out on the Switch as Hyrule Warriors
Yeah, but
Definitive
later.
Edition, I think it was.
Yeah.
Alan?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
Ed, thank you so
Maybe
much
you
for your
should get
call.
a-
We've got to let you
an
go. We've
award
got
for
more
being on
awards
both
to give.
Nintendo
I don't know
consoles.
what. Did you just start beatboxing? Why?
What are you doing, Luke?
Just practicing.
For what?
My stream.
That was cool. I like that.
Next
Sounds
award
great.
goes to, of course, the next. There is another award, and it has to be given, and it is the most likely to be inexplicably also a Netflix show. Goes to Flame in the Flood. And here's the funny thing, and this is why this is funny, Luke. This is why this is worth a laugh, is because this is.
Sorry.
This was also going in the running for the most likely to be purchased several times on different platforms before ever being played. Flame in the Flood.
You know what's amazing about this show, Robbie? I love video games so much. I know a lot about them. I've been a lifelong fan. I'd say they're my main hobby, my main special interest. And somehow, through it all, this show manages to still be boring.
Caller? We have a caller?
I'm still here.
Ed from New Jersey, you're still here. Caller,
Yeah.
Ed from New Jersey, what are your thoughts on the Flame in the Flood taking home the game that might also be a Netflix show award?
Well, if one thing's to be said, it's definitely not boring.
Flame in the
That's
Flood?
what I think.
I agree. Flame in the Flood is a hoot.
Yeah.
Run around.
A hoot and a
boat.
holler, even.
It is a Netflix show?
It's not a Netflix show, but it's the most likely to. You'd be flipping through the Netflix tiles.
I don't even agree with that though, because were they even make video game shows into video games into shows at Netflix in
I think
2016?
In 2016,
Where did
I
that
think
Cuphead show come out? That was like the first one they did. That was like 3 years ago.
that was not the first. Cuphead was not the was not the first show.
The first an adaptation of a video game?
I'm saying it's the most likely in 2016 to secretly also be a Netflix show. Just secretly.
But it's not. But was there anything?
Well, in the same way that it might have been, gotten the award that Banner Saga gotten. You could have also imagined that Banner Saga might also secretly be a Netflix show.
But what is the name? What is even the game you're talking about?
The Flame in the Flood. Flame in the Flood is a survival game where you run around as a little girl with her dog, and the dog, or I think there's a dog. Maybe there's not.
Can I give a pitch for what I think that should be instead? What award that should be for the Flame in the Flood? Most 2016 indie ass looking game I've ever seen. Why every game from there?
But those are the kinds of games that Netflix makes into shows secretly.
In what year?
When?
2016.
What name?
They weren't making shows in 2016 out of video games. You could say it's the show they'd most likely be making from 2016 in 2024. But I don't. This logic doesn't track.
It's
man.
just most likely. There's a gray area of interpretation, Luke.
Devil's advocate. Are you talking about like the title of the game sounds like a Netflix show, but it's not.
But
like
also, it looks like it's stylized in such a way that it looks like it could be some cheap ass Netflix.
Oh,
show.
so you're not saying it's an adaptation. You're just saying that this could also be with this color palette, this name, this background could also be a Netflix show.
Exactly.
Okay. Sorry. Then I haven't misunderstood.
That makes sense, but you're not saying that the company Netflix would license the IP of this game.
Who knows?
That's originally what I thought he was saying, but I actually think Allan, no, it's not.
Because people don't know this game, and like Netflix, if they're doing it, they're doing like
People
bigger
don't.
game.
It doesn't matter if they know the game or not. I'm saying if you were to be scrolling through,
That's good.
if you were to have Flame in the Flood
Go ahead.
open on your Switch Lite, and you were also, on the other hand, scrolling through Netflix and through all the tiles and thumbnails, and you saw
Give me
Flame in the
some.
Flood,
Ugh.
you'd be like, you know
Nasty.
what? This makes sense.
Ugh. Ugh. Nasty.
That's the theoretical. That's the interpretive.
Smells awful.
These are creative awards. These are we're supposed to be laughing.
Wait, the awards are supposed to be funny?
Do we have another caller on the air right now? Is it still Ed?
I'm still here. Yeah.
Ed,
Hey.
what are your thoughts on this Flame in the Flood situation?
Well, if I was scrolling through Netflix and I saw it, I think I wouldn't click it personally.
It's not about whether or not you click it. It's about whether or not if it's there. Does it make sense?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if I saw it, I'd be like, yeah, that looks like a Netflix show. But
thank you,
yeah.
Ed.
Yeah,
thank you for your call.
No problem, Robbie.
Allan, I think we've had a hell of a night so far. We've gotten out a lot of awards. We've gotten a lot of discussion going in the chat, in the show. Luke's here now. We used to have Carmen. Now we have sort of like kind of a step. I want to say step down from Carmen, but we have Luke here now.
Yeah, no offense to Luke, who we love, but it does feel like a step down from Carmen.
I've never been on the bear, it's true, and I didn't write on the curse, and I didn't do all this funny crap, but I want to know. I have a question for you, Robbie, because legitimately, so the awards are like supposed to be tongue in cheek. I thought it was serious.
It's a video game awards show. There has to be some levity to it. Otherwise, what's the point of even having video games? I don't want to get political, but to try and distract us from the current epoch in which we find ourselves mired.
So if I was going to do one like that, I might say the 2016 Brian Thompson was most likely to play before he died, and the answer would be. Probably, I don't know, Madden 2016 or something.
Well, then you can have your own 2016 Game of the Year awards.
Bookhouse BW asked Luke if he ever met David Letterman.
No.
Me also no.
Okay, next up, EGI2's 2016 Game of the Year awards. Let's simmer down a little bit. Thank you, Puppy Mouth, and of course, everybody else who's hoping that we do take this thing down a notch. We've trying extremely hard not to keep the 2016
no
awards
shit down
from
a notch.
getting political.
That's kind of more like Carmen.
I don't want to get shadow banned.
That's kind of like Carmen's kind of stuff.
Next award goes to this is a good one. Luke, you'll like this one. It's Battleborn. It's the award that says not. See, that's funny. That's why it's funny.
Because that game didn't really take off.
Allan, do you
I thought we moved.
The humor
That's funny.
Yeah, that is funny. I did
put it up on the screen again,
funny.
James. Put that thing up on the screen.
Not. Okay.
That
is funny. I did laugh. People probably heard the mic pick up my laugh. I laughed quite loud when you showed it, but I did think we were moving on from the segment. I thought the Game Award segment was over.
Is that MOBA?
It's a game. It's the EGI2 Stream 25 is the Game of the Year awards. 2016.
It's been a while since we've done these EGI2 Twitch streams. We've taken a very long break, so I don't remember. But if memory serves, I feel like they were all like this. They were all sort of game awards for old years, right?
Some of them.
Okay.
To be honest, Allan, I feel you. I thought this was over, and then Robbie calls me yesterday like, "Hey, we're coming to do the show tomorrow." Oh, okay.
Well, we had tried to secure another studio, but unfortunately, that sort of we found ourselves falling through the cracks yet again. So
yeah, Luke always let you in. Come here, you old dog, you get in here.
Well, I want to explain. Well, it's funny that we gave the award for not to Battleborn because Battleborn there was Overwatch came out in 2016 and obviously took the thunder from Battleborn.
Was Battleborn a hero shooter or MOBA? You don't even know that?
Hero shooter. It was a hero shooter. It took me. No, I'm just thinking about it. Okay. Obviously, it's a hero shooter.
I just feel like a winner of a category. A winner of a category. It feels like you should kind of know a little bit of both. That's interesting.
Josh Powell. I'm guessing that's Josh Powell, which is an interesting. I actually knew a Josh Powell. He in high school. I wonder if it's the same guy. Allan.
I also thought we were done with the EGI2 streams because he just stopped texting me about it. It just stopped happening, and then I got the call today. He said, "Let's go. We're back. Let's go to Luke's garage."
Well, here's the thing.
He's not doing anything.
And a big thanks to Luke.
And a big thanks to everybody who's joining us here for the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year Awards because it is in fact what happened was that we both had to take on paid work. since we had stopped making enough money to keep the show sustained in the way that we were doing it. But we are going to be doing.
So
I
wait, you're
promise
saying it's
you
their
all.
fault?
I'm
It's
not
like
saying
the
it's their
audience's
fault. I'm
fault
saying
for
that we
not
have to
giving
do
you
it in a
enough
way that
money?
is sustainable for us
Alright.
as individuals, and that's why I wanted to. When I brought it back, I wanted
Start
to
a
bring
Patreon.
it back
And no
with
disrespect.
what a splash we could make if we did the 2016 Game of the Year awards and we kept the politics out of it.
And no disrespect to you, Robbie, I'm happy to be back. I love to do this.
We are going to continue to do EGI.
Alan, you were in
We
Star
are-
Wars?
We
Yes,
might not be able to
I was
do
in
it.
Star Wars. I did have a.
What the
get that
fuck?
out
That's
here.
way cooler than whatever
Yes,
Carmen
I
was
will.
in.
No,
He was
I
in
know
Star Wars.
I was in Star Wars, and I did bring a clip to just not to brag or anything.
Seriously?
What are you
I wa-
talking about?
Seriously?
While the show was off for a while. And like you said, we had to find work, and so I found some work in the Star Wars galaxy, and I do have a clip from the show Skeleton Crew. It's on Disney Plus.
Wow.
I'm in it. I'm a titled character. So James, can you play that clip from Star Wars? You just hit play on that.
What?
That's not me. That's the character Wham. Okay. That's me right there. That was me the character Wham, who's very nice and a sweet kid in person. We shared the scene. We kind of rehearsed it for a while, and it was very, very fun. But I was in Star Wars, so that is pretty cool. I mean, it was cool to have Carmen here. He's been on such wonderful shows, but I was also on a TV show, and check it out. It's on Disney Plus. I'm in episode 2. I'm a merchant in the spaceport of Borgo. I peddle droids in the Borgo. I kind of have these bargain. It's like the bargains of Borgo. Yeah, let's show that again. So there's Wham, and there's me right there. And
to fall.
so it was quite a fun scene. That's me. Oh yeah. So my character's name is Tut Oriole, and this is all canon. And I would love if the viewers of EGI would support me and draw some fan fiction, some fan art of this character doing all sorts of space adventures and things like that.
Yes.
My hope is if enough buzz about this character gets out into the world, that there could be a spin-off show called like the Bargains of Borgo.
But what do you think he'd be doing adventures? Do you think maybe he'd actually more likely be, you kind of get this, because I actually like the idea of seeing a show where you got to see the ins and outs of sort of what commerce really looks like in the galaxy far, far away.
Exactly, and this is an unexplored. Well, they're just starting to explore this sort of corner of the galaxy. It's like an asteroid. It's like an asteroid where they've built in sort of a bazaar where they sell goods and wares. So I would imagine the show would be this character Tut. It's sort of a portrait of the character's day to day. Maybe the character goes on adventures and finds like items that other aliens are getting rid of, or they think, oh, this is just trash, and then Tut finds and says, no, I think this is worth something. Kind of scrapes it together and sells it to people in the spaceport. That would be the dream, of course, but it is exciting, and it's more. I will say it is much more exciting than EGI 2 and being on EGI 2. I'd much prefer to be doing that, being in the makeup tent with Jaleel White, and it's very fun. Back to you, Robbie.
What about sorry, really quick, like your character? It's like Pawn Stars.
Oh, that could be fun. Like it'd be fun to have like a reality show format in that that franchise. Would be quite cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, I think that you'll change your tune a little bit here, Alan, on the EGI 2 2016 Game of the Year awards when we give out our next award. Our previous award obviously didn't get your blood bubbling, but I think our next award could just be the one to do it, and that award goes to Gears of War.
Hey, Hermit Wise, can you pull it back to me for a second? Hermit Wise, I'm coming for you like that healthcare guy.
Our award for the fourth Gears of War game goes to none other than, let's see it again. Gears of War 4. So that is the kind of, see, we mix it up a little bit. We try to be poignant with some of our awards, and we try to get a laugh with some of the other ones.
And
Yeah, I agree. I want to congratulate Gears of War 4 on being the fourth Gears of War game.
Danny Laundry wants to know how many Gears of War games are there total. There are 5, and then there's Tactics.
And
Gears
who's
4 Tactics.
and there's someone's voice I heard. Who are you? Who
Huh?
are you, caller? And where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Tim from New Hampshire.
Tim
How
from
are
New
you?
Hampshire, it's wonderful to hear your voice. New Hampshire is the Granite State.
It's a granite. It can be. I was wondering if there was anything on the back of the Gun Pixies box
Yeah.
that Allan might be able to read to us.
Okay. Yes, I can. So
Thank
this is
you.
the Gun Pixies game that Joe Botnick has given me as a gift when I visited the
Thank
London,
you, Joe.
England. And this is the back of the box. There's most of it's in other languages, but the top is in English. It says one woman's dormitory, endless possibilities. Play as two tiny alien girls in this first-person shooter with a twist. Infiltrate a human dormitory where everything is giant and learn all you can about the human behavior. So just to clarify here, the students who live in this dorm, they appear giant, but they're regular sized. It's actually you, the two tiny alien girls who are quite small. So let me keep reading.
Okay, and is it the alien girls dorm?
No, I believe it is a human girls dorm. You are an alien just visiting the co-ed. Shoot happy bullets and other strange objects at them to observe its surprising effects on the girls. And that's all it says. Those are the only English words on this box. And it sounds more violent than it is because you have the gun. But like it says on the box, you're not firing bullets that hurt these girls. It's happy bullets. So they're doing yoga in their dorm, and they're doing homework and stuff, and you shoot them to make them happy because they're sad about this boy said this boy insulted my hair, and so to cheer them up, you shoot them, and they're huge. So you're always looking up like, oh, wow, look at them. But you just bam, 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 bam. You shoot them, and it's just super fun. I can't even.
That sounds really
There's like
surprising.
a game loop that kind of gets you hooked, and you don't want to put it down ever. And like I'm here now as a favor to Robbie, but I really want to just go home and play it. Back to you, caller.
Back to you. Caller. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm still Tim from New Hampshire.
Tim
but
from
I
New
really
Hampshire,
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your
Back to you,
call.
Tim.
Back to you, Tim.
Thank you.
Back to you, Allan.
Oh.
Back to you, Luke, in chat. Luke's in the
the
studio, not
studio.
in chat.
Luke, who's your favorite Overwatch character?
I've like my favorite. Oh, that's so tough. I like Junkrat.
Who has your favorite art?
Who
the
has my
art?
favorite art? I
Yeah.
like Junkrat. I think he's a bit of a bastard.
Absolutely. Robbie, are we okay with that word?
What?
That
Bastard?
word?
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah. Okay, good. Making sure. Sorry.
Thank you for asking, Tim from New Hampshire. Stay on the line. We got another award to give out right now live here on twitch.tv/EGI_2. It's the honorable mention for the fourth Gears of War game. This is funny. I think this is going to get a good laugh from the chat and
This is
from
funny.
everyone here in the studio. It's Box Boy.
Okay, you gotta laugh. Because that's not even the Gears of War game.
It's not
right?
a Gears of it's an honor, and this is the time. This is why it's so important at this time, at this fraught time in American history, to have some fun. Don't you think so, Allan?
Yeah, so that was the joke that it's so far away from being Gears of War.
Well, it's actually not as far away from Gears of War as you would think. That's part of the joke.
So all of the awards are jokes.
Not all of the awards are jokes. This is an honorable mention. It's not an award.
I mean, did you see the graphics before?
Because if you think about it, the Gears of War characters are built like big boxes. They're big boxy men, right? With their big boxy armor.
Yes, of course.
And where do they go when they're running through all of these hordes of creatures?
Locusts
Mm.
and
otherwise.
Where do they go?
Where do they
When
go?
they're
They go
doing
hide behind.
that, did they get as wet as the battlefield guys?
Show us the boxes again. Couldn't you imagine Marcus Phoenix and all the others hiding behind a bunch of stacks of boxes that look not too dissimilar from that?
Man,
It looks pretty different.
I'm
It's
kind of coming around.
But it seems
Yeah, I
kind of.
get it
do
more.
hide behind
I feel like
stuff
it
like
has
that.
as much in common with that as the Mafia game had with the Paper Mario game. So
No,
I'm kinda
because in
confused.
Paper Mario, you play as Italian people, and in Mafia, you don't.
But in the box game, you don't play as Marcus
Well, in Mafia
Phoenix.
3, you don't. In Mafia 1 and 2, you do. So those would be more similar. Those could be more easily mistaken for Paper Mario games, Alan.
Who do you play in Mafia 3?
Like an Irish guy or something?
No, you play black guy.
What?
Why did you say it?
Tim from New Hampshire.
Weird.
I didn't say it. I did because I don't want to.
Why did you like take a
Because
pause, take a breath?
I'm fine. Hey, I played the game. I enjoyed the game. I like Mafia 3. I was happy to
And
play.
there's probably a guy named Mario in Mafia 3. Does that not make it a Mario game?
That's what I was saying, but Robbie said, no, that's not how it works. It's because in one of them you play as a Mario, and I don't know.
Well, thank you for your call, Tim from New Hampshire. It's always enlightening to hear people from the original 13 colonies.
Thank you, and thank you to the 2016 Games of the Year. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. We've got another awards. We've got more awards to get to. Let's
go
go.
eat my
Let's dive
dinner.
right in right now with our next award. We've just given out the Gears of War ones, and now we've got.
I'm gonna go eat dinner.
What are you eating? I'm hungry.
I'm gonna. I think Katie, we got mixed the salad place, so I think I'm probably gonna go eat. I'm probably gonna go eat dinner.
Well, and the way, I think that this, considering what's just happened, where we've lost not one but two guests for the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year Awards, one guest being Carmen Christopher, the next being Luke Taylor, but we, in the same way that we've lost guests, this next one has lost something. This next award is for a game that has also lost something, Allan. It's the game award for most Reavers lost, which goes to Lost Reavers. Caller, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EGI_2. It's the 2016 Game of the Year Awards. What are your thoughts on this most recent award given out?
What is a Reaver?
Lost
Hi,
Reavers.
it's Catherine from Philly. Lost Reavers looks like Soul Calibur 2 to me, which is a really great game, so I am okay with this nomination.
But unfortunately, Soul Calibur 2 did not come out in 2016.
It did not. If only it did, though. Imagine Unreal Engine 4 and Soul Calibur 2 coming together. Imagine what could happen. Anyway. So yeah, all the guests left. What happened, What happened? We're here, though. We're having a good time.
It's the 2016 Game of the Year Awards. We've had a lot of laughs. We've had a lot of surprises, Catherine from Philly. But what we haven't had is we haven't announced the big prize, what is going to take home the big prize tonight for the 2016 EGI2's 2016 Game of the Year.
Bookhouse BW says, Robbie, have you ever met David Letterman, owned Crocs, or been in Star Wars?
I have not ever. I have owned Crocs. I have not met David Letterman, and I've not been in Star Wars. I would love to be in Star Wars. Allan, if you could talk to the people at Star Wars, and maybe I could, if I can make a little bit of money in the Star Wars movies or TV shows and all this expanded universe stuff that they're doing, then I could put some more money into EGI2 and coming up with lots of funny awards to give out to games that came out in years previous to the current year.
I've never met David
color
Letterman.
lightsabers
I do
would you
own
have?
Crocs, and I've been in Star Wars.
So yeah, 2 of 3. That's cool. I do own Crocs. I'm wearing them right now. I've not been in Star Wars, and I've not met David Letterman, which is fine. I'm okay with that.
Just the
It's
same
not
as
a big
Robbie.
deal for me. Yeah, exactly. I did meet Allan, but that's not. But it doesn't.
And where did
Danny
we meet?
said that, and then we met in Philadelphia. It was after the show. It was very dark.
What?
But
This year?
also, this was this year. Yeah, this was earlier in this year during the summer. And you were much taller than I thought you were going to be, which was awesome to see. I want to say congratulations on that. You seem very small on the show, but you're big in real life.
Was I standing on a stage, maybe, or?
No. I mean, so you were for part of the event.
Yeah.
But when I met you, that was not. Sorry, there's somebody. I'm out in the street. I'm walking around. There's somebody coughing.
Oh, that's okay. I'm out in the street as well.
He's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
EGI2
totally.
special correspondent, Allan Resnick.
Exactly. You're out in the street. You're that guy seems like that guy back there. He's kind of doing his own thing though for a while. He probably doesn't have much to say.
Back to you, Catherine from Philly. Allan, you see you're doing all these shows?
I will be in Chicago. I'll be in Detroit on the 15th of January. I'll be near Detroit, and I'll be in Hamtramck. I'll be in Chicago on the 17th, and I'll be in Milwaukee on the 19th. So come to the show, say hello. I love to meet the EGI family in person. I've met so many wonderful EGI fans, and some of them have given me Gun Pixies. So come to the shows. It's a lot of fun. It's great fun, and I hope to see you at the shows.
It's very fun. You have to go. You have to go.
Thank you so much.
But not as fun as the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year Awards. Catherine Favilli, we have you on the line. We've just given our award for most Reavers lost, 2 lost Reavers, and we have our next award coming up. I think that you're going to be tickled and surprised by our next award, which goes to, of course, most Technos, or goes to Technomancer for most Technos Manced.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So one, though, it's one, right?
It won the award. It had the most.
No,
it
but
manced the most.
Technomancer
It manced
won.
the most Technos.
But it's the first game.
Yeah,
of the
they
series.
manced one Techno, and that was more than everybody else who manced no
Exactly.
Techno.
If there had been a previous Technomancer, then maybe that one had done more mancing of Techno, had manced the most Technos, and this one would have gotten a runner-up or some sort of silver medal. But in fact, this got the most because it was the first.
Right, and this was released in 2016.
This was released in 2016. It is an action RPG. Really came out in 2016, and you really have to give it give credit where credit.
Give credit where
Give
credit.
credit. I can do it.
Okay.
Give credit where credit's due for mancing all those Technos.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, what are the powers in this one? You play this one?
Oh, it's
What's
like
the deal?
hacking and some stuff that's electricity, but they call it magic, probably.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Classic.
Catherine from Philly, we got you on the line. Might as well just go ahead and rush through the next one, which is this
Sure.
one goes to we've got the most Technos manced. Well, why don't we see what got the most what is it called? Most Proto-Novus assaulted.
Proto-Novus Assault.
Proto-Novus.
Aegis of Earth.
Congratulations for
Proto-Novus.
Aegis of Earth Proto-Novus Assault for getting the most Proto-Novus assaulted. Allan, I see that you've cracked a smile. You're obviously enjoying the joking that we're having here as we kind of like reach this point of levity as we head towards the final Game of the Year award for 2016.
Happy to be back. Happy to be back in the studio with you. I'm having a great time, and I am quite enjoying the levity and the humor of the game of the 2016 awards that you've been picking. You've been picking them for a while. I think it will probably go all night, at least to 8. And I've been having.
Well, we can't go any far. Luke says we have to leave.
Well, I'm enjoying the time with you. I really had a great time when Carmen was here. He was super fun to be around. It was like crazy to be around him.
Super famous guy, also.
Catherine
Which
from
is
Philly,
interesting.
your thoughts on the 2016 Game of the Year? We are almost at that point where we will be revealing the 2016 Game of the Year here on twitch.tv/EGI_2. What are your hopes? What are your dreams? When you close your eye and you see the big table that the award is on, what is it?
So I'm a little bit. So I'm just happy that Dishonored 2 got its flowers for most graphics. I was here for Dishonored 2. The fact that it got recognized just means the world to me. I'm doing great there. I'm a little bit worried that Doom 2016 is going to take the title, and I specifically am worried about that simply because 2016 is so tied to the game's brand at this point. They call it Doom 2016. It's not just Doom. So, I'm worried that synonymity is going to cause an imbalance of the votes of the Academy, which I guess is just your own.
There's
your
an imbalance in the
perceptions, your
force.
thoughts.
Catherine from Philly, I can promise you one thing on this EGI2, twitch.tv/EGI_2 2016 in the Year Awards, and that is that the thing that you are worried about is not realistic.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
Allan?
Well, yeah, other than that, I'm fine.
Well,
Allan?
Catherine from Philly, thank you for your call. We do want to take one more call before we reveal our 2016 Game of the Year live here on twitch.tv/EGI_2. I want to say that one thing that I did also break my arm while we were off, and so I have to occasionally do these arm stretches if I start feeling a little too stiff.
I would love to hear the story of that, how you broke your arm. Sounds more interesting.
Well, that's another story for another time, but in fact, it is important that I do these stretches when it starts to feel a little bit tight. But we do have another caller on the air. Caller, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EGI_2. We're about to reveal our 2016 Game of the Year live here on twitch.tv/EGI_2.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Who are you?
Exciting.
Where are you calling from? And what are you hoping to see? What are you going to be disappointed if it's not the thing that you wished you would see?
Chesterton Jack here, calling from Virginia, the ham capital of Virginia.
The hand capital?
And
Ham?
Ham.
I thought you said hand.
Ham. Yeah.
They make
it's
I thought that
yeah,
was
I
that was in isn't the ham capital like where they make that spam factory?
no, it's a packing plant with like they got pigs and stuff and
They slaughter the most hog in your state?
Yeah, well, we got a food company and they sell it all over the country and internationally too.
What's the name of this slaughtering hog corporation?
It's Smithfield Foods.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that, and I've heard that hog are as smart as dogs or even little kids.
Yeah, they are, and they eat people too. They can eat people.
If you put a dead body in a pig pen with a bunch of big snarling pigs, they'll eat the body.
It's
Allan?
a give and take because they eat our body and we eat their body, so we we pass the meat back and forth between the species, which is quite beautiful actually.
I think everyone
Back
should
to you.
treat each other with kindness, including everyone who is also a pig.
Yeah, no, I'm fully on board with that. I think we treat them well, and then we eat them well, and then they treat us well, and they eat us well. So
Look at this.
How did
I couldn't do that a week ago.
How did you hurt your arm?
Ooh.
Tripped on a Tesla cord.
Oh boy.
Caller, I have to ask you what you're hoping to see for the 2016 Game of the Year.
Well, I'm just hoping that it's something that people liked, and that it's that everyone's happy with the win. That it's a win for the people.
I don't want to get political, everybody. And there's a lot of people in chat talking about Elon Musk and trying to make some sort of connection to what happened to me. And it did happen to me the day after the election. I will say that. But I don't. This is a celebration of video games and of the community and of the genre. And we have someone who lives in the ham capital of the world here to help us reveal.
Robbie, I live in L.A.
We're talking on. Look at that. There's a broken bone in there. Can you believe it?
I see tattoos.
Yeah.
Well, caller, you're hoping that it's going to be something that people liked. You're hoping that it's something that people will be happy about. And I have to say that with some regret that it is, in fact, going to do neither of those things.
Oh.
Because
no.
EGI2's 2016 Game of the Year award, the big one, Allan, goes to none other than Star Fox Zero.
Huh. Star Fox
Zero.
There it is.
I have to stick it out in front, too. If I don't do this, it aches when it gets cold.
It aches when you get cold?
Yeah, the bone aches when it gets cold.
What does that have to do? I don't understand that. Because you broke it?
Oh.
I think it's the way that the bone is healing.
It's healing in a way that makes it sensitive to being cold?
Well, I think it's also because I've lost a lot of mass in the arm because I haven't been able to use it for over a month.
Can I see the other arm?
Mm.
Oh wow. Now, oh, geez. Huh.
It's not really.
They look the
it's
same.
not really translating on the in the cameras here, but I promise you, if you we'll step outside later after we get kicked out of here, and I'll show you that one arm is in fact smaller now than the other one.
Okay.
Well, it looks good for being broken.
Well, what are your thoughts on the 2016 Game of the Year?
Well, it wasn't as for the people as I had hoped, but I've been looking at the chat, and some of the people are on board, so it's for some of the people, and that's, sometimes that's all you can get.
Well, I want to just say one thing about it, which is that here on EGI2, one of the things that we do differently from any of the jack-o'-lanterns in the mainstream game news media, is that we pay attention to games that may have tried their best to do something different and created a new type of experience for people who play video games and try. Sometimes you get the Game of the Year award for that, but sometimes you also just remake Star Fox 64 and you make the controls a lot harder, which is its own sort of bold decision. Wouldn't you say so, Allan?
Absolutely. How cool.
Caller?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Well, you said Allan, so I was letting Allan go. But yes, I'm also. I quite agree there. I think sometimes you try something and then you tried something, and that's more than if you hadn't tried something.
It's sort of like how if you try to bring back the 2016 Game of the Year awards after taking a long break from doing EGI2 almost 6 months now, and you come back and you think, oh, we've got Carmen Christopher in here. He's going to bring a lot of energy. He's going to bring a lot of excitement. And in fact, you get here, and in fact, he's just so excited to just do his own material.
Super exciting to have him, and I was kind of like glued to I was hanging on every word he said, because I was like, he speaks from a real experience of, that kind of old Hollywood kind of machismo actor you see, like riding a horse. They walk in a room and you go, who's that? And you just kind of know he's got it. I don't know if his parents were famous or something, but you kind of like, wow, he looks famous, and what everything he says is kind of amazing to me.
Caller, while we have you on the air, why don't we go ahead and keep you there, because we are in fact going to switch. Now that we've gotten our 2016 Game of the Year awards out of the way, we have to get back to our regular scheduled programming, which is, of course, Screenshot You Guess Now.
Ooh.
Caller, you're still on the line with us. Are you ready to play Screenshot You Guess Now?
Lucky you.
Well, I think I'm ready. I gotta say, I haven't tuned in quite a while. It's my first time tuning in, and even before your break, so I might be a little foggy on the rules here.
What we do here, because we have what's happening?
Oh, we got raided.
We got raided from what?
I don't know.
Nick Nocturne. Thank you for Nick Nocturne, Nightmind, for giving us a nice raid. We are playing Screenshot You Guess Now, however, we must focus on that. Caller, remind me of your name again, because I wrote it down, but then I wrote spam, and I scratched the name out.
Yeah. Oh, it's Chesterson.
Chesterson?
Chesterson Jack. Yeah.
Chesterson Jack, you are now officially playing Screenshot You Guess Now. We're going to show you a screenshot. Don't look at the chat. If you look at the chat, I'll break this table in half, and because they sometimes will they'll get sometimes the answer that I'm trying to get. And the answer is, because sometimes they get the answer before you see the answer, before you see the screenshot. You guess now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm full screen. I've hidden the chat.
All right. So let's go ahead and show Chesterson our first screenshot of Screenshot You Guess Now. Screenshot You Guess Now.
All right. I am buffering. Bad time to buffer. All right, right. I think it's coming up though.
First screenshot you guys now is coming up right now. First screenshot is coming up right now.
Right.
2.
What is that?
I don't know. What is that?
Ooh.
What's that sound?
No, not
Okay.
that. What's the
That-
screenshot?
Screenshot you guys now.
I think I know what that is.
Okay, I want to say that is
What is that?
white hair fighting woman.
White hair fighting woman is unfortunately wrong. It's wrong.
Oh.
You're wrong, and you lose. Screenshot you guys now. But this was your first chance to. This was your first time to play. The way that we're going to do things from now on is that we're going to let people get 4. There's 4 guesses that people.
4?
We allow the people 4 guess. No.
4?
4 different people can guess screenshot you
Oh.
guess now, and then if they don't get it, then it goes to Allan, and if Allan doesn't get it, then we just go to the next person, and I reveal what the screenshot was. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair to me.
Thank you for your call, Chesterson from the ham capital of Virginia.
If you're just joining us, the caller lives in an area where they slaughter hog.
It's a wholesale hog slaughter in that town. I never got the name of the town. Did you get the name of the town?
No, I did not. And you don't need to tell us the name. And if you're just joining us now, there's an emoji that makes milk drip out of the Robbie mouth into the ear. The ear represents my ear. My name is Allan, and we're doing a screenshotting game, and I'm quite good at it. And I don't know what this is. So
It's called screenshot. It's called screenshot. You guess now.
Can I? Is it Cody from Florida? Can I guess?
Cody from Florida is on screenshot. You guess now. Cody from Florida. Let's see. You haven't shown the leaderboard yet, so we got to show that screenshot. You guess now leaderboard. Cody from Florida. There you are. Somewhere in 5th place, I believe. Are you not on? Yeah, there you are. Oh, no, that's the wrong screenshot. You guess now leaderboard. We need the new screenshot. You guess now leaderboard. There you are. Cody from Florida. You are in fact in 5th place with
Where
only
am I?
1 screenshot. You guess now.
Where am I?
Allan, you are now
Where
in
am I?
3rd place
Oh,
with
shit.
3 screenshot you guess now, with Dave Cap and Joe
me.
Botnick splitting 1st place on the screenshot you guess now leaderboard. Screenshot you guess now.
God damn it.
Allan?
Hey, if you're just joining us, you missed a wonderful show. We've already had a wonderful show. Carmen Christopher, the celebrity, the famous Carmen Christopher from shows like The Bear and English Teacher, was here in the studio, and we chatted for a while. And I was recently in an episode of Star Wars.
And now we're playing screenshot you guess now. Cody from Florida, are you ready to play screenshot you guess now and maybe move from 5th place to 4th place with a single guess?
I'm champing at the bit, Robbie.
All right, what do we got here, Cody from Florida? We're looking at it right now.
That is Hyrule Warriors, Robbie.
Which one? We got to be specific here.
That was my guess.
Oh no! Oh, I have to be specific about it.
Well, I think because we have also shown Hyrule Warriors Legends on 3DS, it's important that we get which Hyrule Warriors game this is on which is this one.
If I had my druthers, I would wager Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity it is. Cody from Florida, you have moved from 5th place to 4th place.
I would like to wager a guess.
Allan, Cody from Florida already guessed.
I have an addendum to the guess.
How does that work?
I think it's the demo.
It's not the demo.
I don't think you bought it. I think you think you downloaded the demo and took a screenshot.
Well, whether or not you download the demo or whether you not played the full game, he knows Hyrule Warriors.
Allan, what are you doing?
You're screenshot you guess now.
You're taking food off my plate.
And there's no possible way, Cody from Florida, that you look that up. Right?
I mean, no, I'm a treasure trove of knowledge. Of course, I knew that off the dome.
Cody from Florida, we're trusting that you didn't look it up, but you have, and you did be specific. So it is important to go that you now have now taken the baton of screenshot you guess now, and you are moving slowly up the leaderboard. We can't actually do that live. I'll do that later, probably in a month when we do the next one. But screenshot you guess now is the game that we're playing, and the next screenshot you guess now is coming. It's coming to the screen imminently. It's a screenshot. You guess now.
Ooh.
What is that? I think that's like a broken. I think that's just an error. That's not. I don't think that's a game, Robbie. I think your computer broke.
Cody from Florida, screenshot. You guess now.
I mean, it does look like the debug mode of Sonic the Hedgehog 1.
It is not the debug mode in Sonic the Hedgehog 1. You are wrong. You are wrong, Cody from Florida, and you must get off the phone to let the next person come in and do screenshot you guys now.
Fair enough.
Can we see it again?
Caller, you're on the air with screenshot UGI2's screenshot you guess now. Screenshot you guess now. Bring up the screenshot that we just guessed now. Screenshot you guess now.
What is that?
I believe this is Vector Man.
Joe Bodnick, you're going to have to be a little specific.
Oh, geez. Vector Man 2.
Vector Man 2 is correct. That means that Joe Bodnick is now officially in first place with going from 5 screenshot you guess now correct guesses to 6 screenshot you guess now.
God damn it.
And supplanting the star of EGI2 Stream 24 screenshot you guess now, Dave Cap, who got 5 in a row.
Damn it.
Joe Bodnick, are you excited to play screenshot you guess now and guess the next screenshot you guess now?
I'm excited. I'm terrified.
Okay, well, let's do it right now because we've got the momentum, we've got the energy that everyone's high, everyone's angry, the anxiety. I can feel it pulsating inside the room, outside, here on twitch.tv, live on twitch.tv/EGI_2. Show the next screenshot you guess now, right now.
Ooh,
Loading.
I gotta guess.
Oh, man.
I gotta guess.
I think I got to pass this one over to Allan.
Allan, you can't pass it over to Allan. You've got to say, unfortunately, you're wrong, so we do have to take the next caller. Allan doesn't get a chance until we have 4 people
sorry, Allan.
guessed incorrectly in a
damn it.
row. Screenshot you guess now. We are accepting callers in this moment right now. We are not doing any answers from the chat last time because it got too confusing last time, and I barely could understand who got points, who got guess nows. Caller, you're on the air with screenshot you guess now. Screenshot you guess now.
Hi, it's Catherine from Philly, and that is a short hike.
That is not a short hike, Catherine from Philly. You are wrong. You are very wrong. So that's two wrongs. 2 wrongs don't make a right. And unfortunately, Catherine from Philly, you're gonna have to try again later.
Try again.
Although we are happy
Nice
to accept calls from people who guess now wrong.
Show the number because we have
and try to guess now right again.
We have a new
just not in the same game.
Show the number. We have a new number. We have a lot of new viewers who are just joining us, and I want everyone who's new to know that if we get a hype train going, Robbie will have to tell a story for the length of the hype train.
No, but the most important thing is that we get these points up because Allan, unfortunately, I know Allan's anxiety is peaking right now because he is dropping. He's dropping on the leaderboard. Do we have a caller coming in right now? Do we have a caller in right now? Do we have a caller? We have a caller. We need callers to call in and guess now.
Get it wrong.
I guess we should probably have a countdown clock if there's no callers.
I can guess.
So let's count down. Let's do a 20-second countdown. If no callers call in 20 seconds, then we are gonna throw it to Allan. And if Allan gets it wrong, then we go to the next one. Does that sound good? Does everyone happy about that? Oh, everybody wanted something before. Now we've got it. Who did anyone actually set the timer?
I thought you were gonna count.
I thought you were gonna count.
Well, I can.
Let's just assume the game that the timer has elapsed. There's a ringing sound. We'll do that. We'll make that a button later, and then Allan, your chance to win back a place on the leaderboard to get a little of a bump, maybe even bump into Gio was in second place. Look at the leaderboard. Gio was in second place.
Oh, hello.
So now Gio is in third place, and you're in fourth place.
What's going on?
And everyone else that's in fourth is in fifth, and fifth to sixth. We do have a caller.
Y'all are arguing. Oh my God.
Caller, you got to guess that screenshot. You guess now, right now.
Is it Ooblets?
It's not
Is it Ooblets, Robbie?
Ooblets. What are you, a psycho? Get out of here, maniac! You were wrong.
Thanks.
Allan, this is your time to shine. We got to keep this thing moving. We got places to go, people to see. We've got to get out of here before Luke gets angry at us.
Untitled Goose Game.
It's not Untitled Goose Game, Allan. You were wrong. It was the Gator Game. It was the Gator Game, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody outside in between. Gator Game.
Gator. What the heck?
Screenshot you guess now. Next up on Screenshot you guess now. Go ahead and show that Screenshot you guess now.
Gator Game.
Do we have a caller? 20-second clock is ticking right now.
Come on.
Caller, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EGI_2. Screenshot, you guess now. Show the screenshot.
Hey, Robbie, it's Gio. I'm ready for the screenshot.
Gio, sorry. Gio, you are ready for screenshot, you guess now. Screenshot, you guess now.
Armored Core.
Armored Core is wrong. Gio, you are unfortunately not moving up just yet, but we do have time to take one. We have that was one down, 3 to go from the callers. Thank you for whatever that is.
Thank you for subscribing with Prime for 4 months.
Someone guessed oubliettes.
You can use your Prime. What is this? Can you get this out here? You can use your Prime
19,
if you have Amazon
18,
Prime. You can use it.
17.
Yeah, Amazon Prime is an Amazon company owned by Jeff Bezos, and people are killing CEOs in the streets.
13, 12, 11, 10. Allan?
It's that mech game where it's a mech game called, the caller just said what it was.
It was wrong. You were wrong. So it was Metroid Prime. That was an easy one. It was Metroid Prime, ladies and gentlemen, everybody outside in between. That's two screenshots that have gone completely to waste. Thanks to people's illiteracy of the genre in which we discuss here on EGI2.
People don't know any of the games you talk about.
It's Metroid Prime. It's one of the greatest games ever made.
Well, I know
Metroid
Metroid
so
Prime.
I would have taken Metroid Prime or Metroid Prime Remastered.
I know Metroid Prime, Robbie. We're just so we're used to you showing weird stuff.
Joe Botnick saying that screenshot was way too hard for Metroid Prime.
Exactly.
And I absolutely disagree. I think it looked exactly. You know why I disagree? Because it's from Metroid Prime. I played Metroid Prime Remastered on Nintendo Switch. I took that screenshot myself. If you played Metroid Prime Remastered, then you should be able to pay attention to what you're playing. You can't skip the cutscenes.
I don't.
Caller, you're on the air with twitch.tv/EGI2. Are you ready to play screenshot? You guess now.
Hey, Tim from New Hampshire again. I'm ready to play.
Tim from New Hampshire, glad to hear your voice. Grant him.
Yeah, grant it to me.
We're gonna grant him the Tim shot. Tim shot. You guess now.
Ooh, I don't. Okay.
There's a clue.
There's some clues in this one, folks. There was clues in all the other ones because they were from games.
Still waiting on my end. Oh, wow. Okay.
Astrorumpus in the room. Raider from Nick Nocturne. Don't you dare say a GD thing.
What is that spiky thing?
What is that? That's
box?
What is that spiky thing?
That game is certainly of an era. I'm gonna say it's like a Super Mario 3D world from a weird angle.
Is that your final? Is that your final answer? Is it a super weird 3D world Super Mario game?
Yeah, I think that's as close.
No, you're wrong. Sorry, you're wrong. Hit the wrong button.
That's
there.
okay.
They're right next to each other. So you're wrong. Thank you, Tim from New Hampshire. Do we have another caller coming in right now? We have a caller coming in. Screenshot you guys now. Screenshot you guys now.
Alex from California.
Alex from California, lovely to see you. You're on the board. Lovely to hear your voice. Do you know what we're looking at right now?
Alex from California.
Alex from California.
No, I'm Allan.
Well, you're not
is that
guessing.
A ladder?
It's Alex.
Robbie, is that a ladder? I can't tell. In the back is
This one's gonna be.
What do you
This
say?
one's gonna be Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
For Kirby in the Forgotten Land is correct. You are correct, Alex from California. That means you move on to the next screenshot you guys now. And let's go ahead and see that screenshot you guys now for Alex from California right now. Allan, you must be feeling pretty low. I guess all those Star Wars things that you're in don't mean a damn thing when you're on screenshot you guess now.
No.
Next up is our next screenshot you guess now for Alex from California. Screenshot you guess now.
That's not a game.
That's Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania is correct.
Very
That's
distinct
what the
one.
hell?
2 for Alex from California. Thank you for that absolutely astonishing quick answer for Sonic Mania. I really thought that one was going to be more of a hard one. Is this our last screenshot you guess now? Alex in California, you might be moving up. You've moved up from 4. So you're in second place. So you could be. Well, now you're in third place. So you would be moving up into second place because Joe Botnick is now in first place. We can't update this graphic live. I made it in such a way that you have to really. It takes a couple of hours to really move everything around properly.
Hours?
But we don't have any new contestants this evening on the board, so that helps. Alex in California, you ready to screenshot you guys now?
Give it to me. Ooh. I think I'm gonna have to probably guess this one incorrectly, but this reminds me of Resident Evil on the Game Boy Color, which I don't think is the answer, but it reminds me of that.
You are Alex from California. You're wrong. Unfortunately, you are wrong. But that answer was an excellent answer. It was a thoughtful answer. It was a kind of answer that makes me feel like people are actually paying attention, even though it seemed like throughout the 2016 EGI2 2016 Game of the Year awards that people weren't in fact paying very much attention, and they weren't laughing at all of the funny game awards we gave out. Allan,
I did not know that they were supposed to be funny,
Well,
Robbie. I
good
thought
shot.
I didn't know that you have different segments that are labeled as comedy or humor. You have funny game news, and the awards are normally. I didn't think they were funny, so I wasn't laughing. And I apologize to you and the viewers for. I don't think people. You should call them funny awards.
but some of the awards are serious.
Okay, well therein lies the problem.
Well, maybe I should next time I do the 2016 Game of the Year awards, I'll split the awards into the funny awards and the serious awards.
Please.
Caller, is it still Alex from California? Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from?
Who is it?
Cody from Florida, round 2.
Cody from Florida, round 2. He's back with a vengeance. He's got alligator hands. It's the hands cap. There was the ham capital, and then there was now it's the hands capital, and the hands are alligators, and Cody from Florida has got the hands.
They're like Hulk hands, but they're little tiny alligator hands.
Well, Cody from Florida, are you ready to play Screenshot You Guess Now?
I am, and I think the last caller was close, but I know that this is Alone in the Dark for Game Boy Color. It's not
Alone in the Dark for the Game Boy Color is correct. This is Alone in the Dark for the Game Boy Color, where you play it's a Game Boy Color version of a game that came out on PC, Dreamcast, and PlayStation, where it was a reimagining of the old classic Edward Carnby storyline that was unfortunately also made into a Game Boy Color game.
Yas Queen. Let's go.
And the reason, and one of the clues that you can always try and rely on with Screenshot You Guess Now is that I have to capture these things, and so you can imagine that if I was to capture screenshots, there's a few systems that make it very easy to capture screenshots, transfer screenshots, and one of those is the Nintendo Switch. One of those that system, of course, having a classic game library that you can easily snap.
Did you call it a
screenshot? Screenshot.
Scream shot? That was a screenshot.
And Game Boy Color is one of the systems that you can capture screenshots from on the Nintendo Switch, Allan.
And also another thing,
you're still low down on the board, but you still got some points. You still got at least 1 point this evening. Did you get 2 points?
I got 2 points
You
this
got 2
evening.
points this evening, so you must be feeling pretty good. When we look at that leaderboard, that means that you've moved up from, it's now 6th place to, I guess, 4th place.
And I got 3 points, so I think that would change my ranking as well. 3 points around. Mark that down.
How are you feeling, Cody, from Florida?
I think I'm tied for third. Actually.
I'm 3. It takes a while to get to move everything around, but we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll watch the replay when we redo the graphic.
Okay, and we can submit our own avatars, correct?
You can submit your own avatars, but what did I assign to you, Cody, from Florida? We do have who is in fact
A very handsome-looking woman.
well, she is in fact the head of the UNESCO World Heritage Agency. So you might want to, if you have somebody more interesting than that, I'd love to see it, but I think you're going to find trouble. And of course, if you and Cody from Florida brings up a good point, which is that if you get added to the Screenshot You Guess Now leaderboard and you do not send an avatar to electronicgameinformation@gmail.com, we will replace you. We will gift you a brand new avatar from various newsmakers and persons of interest throughout the world.
I love it.
And there's one in there for Joe Botnick. If you can guess which one it is. I guess this is sort of like its own Guess Now kind of game.
And is me? Am I me? Who did you
Politician
pick
You Guess Now?
Allan Resnick appears to be Allan Resnick.
No, it's You Guess Now.
I'm me.
It's Sir Keir Starmer.
Okay.
The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Great.
Cody from Florida, thank you so much for your call. We've got to keep moving along. We are very, very quickly running to the end of the EGI2 Stream 25. So I want to just go ahead and dial us back into It's the Arts.
Yay. It's the... Oh, wow, look at that. What is that?
Now, I'm assuming that this from Brett66 is, in fact, the some sort of drawing from one of the stories that we did in Stream 24.
Okay. Who is that? What does that say?
Unfortunately, I was so busy with other work, the paid work that we do to make sure that we do have lives so that we can come and do EGI2, twitch.tv/EGI_2.
Me too.
So thank you so much for Brett for
Thank you.
for
That is
gifting us
very
this
nice.
beautiful drawing from one of the stories for It's the Arts. It's the Arts.
Yay, and I would like to put in an arts request for the EGI family. If you would do some fan art for my my canon official Star Wars character Tut Oriole, I would love that. I would love to see some drawings of Tut. And just if you're unfamiliar, this is an image of Tut right there. And maybe we could play the video so you can see what the character looks like. Get more of a see it in motion might help.
I don't mean to horn in on the arts, but I have written a quick little fan fiction of the tutorial character.
Tut.
Tut Oriole.
Yeah, tutorial. This is Joe Botnick from calling in to
how did you call in?
Poetry on It's the Arts.
It's a little fan fiction. It's really it's just a quick one if that's
yes,
okay.
Please. I'm excited to hear this.
Okay. Tut Oriole was bored. He had just made a killing with his assassin droid business after the Galactic Empire had bought his entire stock. Pondering his future, he was approached by a tall, handsome, well-lubricated droid called Robbie, like R-O-B-E, but the O is a 0. Hello, Allan, said Robbie. I have an incredible business opportunity for you. Follow me. Oh gosh, said Tut. I'd be a fool to deny this handsome stranger. Tut followed Robbie to an extremely large spaceship, and the docking bay opened with an ominous hiss. Inside was standing the extremely tall, beautiful alien, Ominous Hiss. Hello, her voice slithered like a Gajorbian honey snake across the hangar. I am Ominous Hiss, the explorer. I have leads on many strange droid artifacts across the galaxy, and I need an expert to help me make some serious galactic credits.
Oh, I love it.
For this, I have sought you out, Tut Oriole.
This is so cool.
Tut couldn't believe his luck. Wow! I can't believe my life is about to become so exciting and fun. If only I wasn't so parched. Of course, said Robbie. Please allow me to assist. Robbie clasped Tut's face and deposited a viscous brown liquid into his 6 alien ear holes. Immediately, Tut's mind expanded. He suddenly found himself knowledgeable about a whole assortment of games, from Pazark to the Corellian Sopranos.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, Tut said. What on earth was that? I have deposited my space milk within you to parch your thirst, which as a side effect educates you on my favorite pastime, space hollow games.
Wow.
How wonderful, said Tut. I wonder if this will come in handy on our adventures. I'm sure it will, said Ominous Hiss. Now join me or die. So Tut and Robbie got on the spaceship and began their wonderful journey together. To be continued.
Whoa, yay. That Let's do claps. Let's clap for that in the chat. That was really great.
Thank you for that, Joe Botnick. What a wonderful
That
wonderful
was so
gift.
cool. Thank you, Joe.
No
2
worries.
gifts from Joe.
It's the arts, and
That's the second
You
gift.
get back to the arts now.
Back to you, Joe.
Back to
This,
the arts, back to
gift,
Joe.
Second gift from Joe, and maybe this could be inspiration for DLC for Star Wars Outlaws and the Ubisoft game Star Wars Outlaws. They could make this sort of adventure, and they could. That's so cool. Thank you. Incredible.
Next up on It's the Arts, of course, because from Cody from Florida, it's a picture of a cat and the Shin Megami Tensei game for the PlayStation 2.
Cute.
And it's got a hashtag, EGI_2. I'm not sure if hashtags work anymore, but
use your hashtags.
But go ahead and use your hashtags
on all social media platforms, even new ones that don't use that format. Just
I don't know. I guess they should probably hashtag 2016.
You use hashtag 2016, hashtag EGI.
But probably want to put just so you stay out of so you don't get into the wrong streams. You want to say 2016 hashtag 2016 hashtag not political.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Use all the hashtags. I think people still do that.
Next up on It's the Arts is Next up on It's the Arts, it's
look at the cat.
We saw the beautiful cat. We saw the beautiful PlayStation 2 DVD
That's
case.
so nice.
I do believe that is some PlayStation 2 games are not actually DVDs.
No, they're not. They're games. What is this?
This is a video from Pierogi University. So
Okay.
take it away, Pierogi University.
Okay, that's a pierogi. Pierogi University, the name or the? Okay, putting in some sort of a VR head.
Time for some.
What was that? Cat?
They're licking me.
Look, Robbie, a cat came in.
We acknowledge your missteps, the glitches that tear open the seams of reality, the narratives that leave us adrift in seas of confusion, the promises dangled like bait then snatched away.
It's the cats.
For we too, fallible artists, are fallible. Wow.
Wow.
Excellent work from Pierogi University. Pierogi University is also on the Screenshot You Guess Now leaderboard as Pierogi University. Allan?
That was amazing. I loved seeing that. I think that's that cat game that they released for PlayStation. It looks so real and fun. I love to see that and all those cats. That was incredible.
And we last up on Screenshot, on It's the Arts is of course a poem, and I have printed out here. And what a wonderful way to sort of begin the end of the show, of the end of the EGI 20.
It's the cats.
It's not. It's the arts. It's not. It's the arts. It's a poetry.
You know, it's the cats.
It's a cat. This is a poem from Kimball Anderson. So everybody, use your best poetry. This is a special report on the child, on his mother, on her father, on and on and on. An unbroken chain, produced by Fantasoft, with graphics said to be pretty good for its time. This is the milk at the back of the fridge, all but forgotten. Slightly sour with liquid physics that were said to be realistic, considering. You have to remember the technological limitations that the hardware had. Everything changes. Passed down from generation to generation, culture to culture, milk to yogurt, to. We are not what we were before. In the times of the old stories, our bodies foreign, muscles over tendons over bones, shapes unknown, groped in the dark, pixel sharp, CRT blurred. There were different expectations back then, It isn't fair to judge it by modern standards. We were all like this, pre-rendered. Oils dripping down over our texture wraps, clipping and joining our bodies one. A pleasure more pure than loot box dopamine. Hit marker, in spite of doom, in spite of bloom. Spores and pores that make an almost complete illusion. And then tenderly we split apart. Deconstructible, visceral, inevitable, just like you remember. From horrors you've seen, you've never even seen, but were passed down from father to mother to child. There was only so much you could do back in those times. It's easy to forget. That was a poem from Kimball Anderson.
Wow.
On twitch.tv/EGI_2, stream 25.
Wow.
I
believe that was a haiku.
Yeah, I guess that probably was a haiku.
That was a very nice haiku. So send in your haikus. That was very beautiful. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you so much, and we are going to we are now wrapping things up for twitch.tv/EGI_2 and the EGI2 2016 Game of the Year Awards with Screenshot You Guess Now. It's the Arts, and finally we have one last final special gift. This is a sort of we are not going to be doing any more streams before the end of the year, so I thought that it would be great to bring back a gift that was sent in by none other than Crap Master Zach from the chat, who gifted us a bunch of Steam keys from the Night Dive Steam key Humble Bundle sale from Night Dive. The Night Dive Humble Bundle
Friend of the
sale.
show.
Crapmaster Zach, friend of the show, gave us the following Steam keys. Get them while they're hot. We do have to leave here very quickly because we do have to make room for Luke. So let's go ahead, Allan, if you can help me do the honors of reading out the Steam keys. We're going to go ahead and start with number one, which is Turok.
Turok, classic game.
D.
Wait, what was the first letter?
Turok.
No, the letter.
A.
D.
J. G. 7. Dash. M. N. R. M. 9 R.
9 R.
So let's go back. Turok. A. D. J. G. 7. M. 9
dash.
No dash.
Shit.
Well, we did a dash. A D J G 7 dash.
Got it.
M 9
M 9
R
Night Shyamalan.
G X
dash
A W
A for Allan. W for Robbie.
0 A 8
0.
And that is for Turok.
Turok. That's a
Turok.
Fun. Robbie, you like shit like
from,
that.
From Iguana Entertainment, remastered spectacularly, I will say. For Steam platforms, verified on Steam Deck.
So fun.
Turok 2 is next. It is
Turok 2. Wow, that's such a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. It's the Night Dive Humble Bundle.
But it's a coincidence that there's 2 Turok games.
There's 2 Turok games. There's 3 Turok games and Rage Wars.
Oh my god.
Well, there's also, and then there's Turok 2008, and then there's Turok Evolution, which I believe came out in 2002.
That's a huge coincidence.
And then there's Game Boy versions of most of these.
I can't believe it.
So probably around 10 Turok games.
So that's like an unheard of coincidence that there'd be 10 of them.
AC0 JR.
These all sound words to me. Dash
BPB 4D dash AJ2 4 R
for
Robbie.
R for Robbie. And 4D like the fourth dimension.
Blood Fresh Supply, Night Dive Studios, remastered from the 3D Realms classic Blood AT0.
Oh, you started?
I did. AT0 DQ slash not
Dairy
slash
Queen.
dash
DQ
NFT. We
NFT.
all know what those
of
are.
course.
Yeah, of course. NFT.
Don't be buying NFTs.
And I don't want to get political.
Don't be doing anything with this.
NFT 5Q dash Q 7F for RFA.
Allan again.
Turok again.
Wait, another Turok?
I guess there's another Turok. I
Turok
don't know why
1
there's 2
or
Turoks.
Turok 2?
I don't know. PTX
Paul Thomas Anderson.
XI2 dash
XI2
77EHM. This might be Turok 3.
That makes sense. What a coincidence.
77EHM-JQHMB. We used to, Allan and I used to work for a company called HMB.
HMB, art handler, and we used to move art. We used to go into the home of John Podesta, the sex pest.
I'm not getting political. 2016 EGI2 Game of the Year Awards Steam Key giveaway sponsored by Crapmaster Zach. Sin Gold.
Sin Gold.
So this is, of course,
I don't know
Sin
what
that was
is.
built
Sim?
on the
Sim
Half-Life.
City?
I believe. I can't
Sin or Sim?
Sin. I
Sin?
can't remember if it was the original Half-Life engine or the Half-Life 2 engine, but it's gold and it's GN4.
GN4 gold.
JM.
J what?
GN4JM 620 K3 595 7N.
M.
Oh, and then there's Turok 2. Oh, I think what happened was I bought the Humble Bundle also. And so I already had Turok and Turok 2.
So whose Steam keys are we reading?
I had Turok and Turok 2 here first. And then Crapmaster Zach also gave Turok and Turok 2.
So some of these Steam keys are Robbie's.
Some of these Steam keys we might have given away before, but we're
Okay.
just going to go ahead and power through. Turok 2 from
sound off in the chat
Crapmaster Zach.
if these work.
R0Q.
Already claimed.
2TF.
R0.
Sorry about that. Sin already claimed. Oh, too bad.
Shit.
That was a good one.
Damn it.
23X BF.
BF. Boyfriend. BE.
7.
PF.
PF.
PF Janks.
I like when P and F are next to
Me
each
too.
other. Turok 3.
Turok 3,
H6A.
H6A.
Z. W.
Dash.
Dash.
Dash F.
FTM6X.
6X. Sax.
Dash 3A.
6X sounds like sex.
Fur.
Fur?
FIR. Fur.
Oh, fur. Wait, FIR? Fur is spelled FUR.
Forsaken Remastered. GV4 VF. Sorry, GV4FX. If you take the 4 out, you would have VFX.
VFX. Visual effects.
But you don't.
Graphics.
You still have GV, then 4, then FX,
GV4,
dash TGHHD.
HD high def.
Hard disk drive.
Hard disk drive. HHD.
Or hard drive.
Hard HHD.
TKLDK.
Pre-TK.
Next up is that was for Forsaken Remastered. Next up is Doom 64. DW.
Isn't that a character?
DW.
Duck? Is that a duck?
Yeah, he's Duck Guy.
Arthur. It's an Arthur character from the TV show Arthur for Children.
DWATY
dash
KX
P
2H MH 4A.
Awesome.
Rise of the Triad,
Allan.
Ludicrous Edition.
Ludicrous,
if you're
the
still with
rapper.
us, we're giving out Steam keys for free, sponsored by Crapmaster Zach.
Sound off if you're still with us.
Rise
Sound
of
off
the
in
Triad,
chat.
Ludicrous Edition. Thank you so much, Crapmaster Zach.
Thank you, Zach.
Big claps for Santa Claus in the
Claps.
form of Crapmaster Zach.
Claps and milks and
G.
Great.
F4
F,
F8 dash
wait,
5.
what? Start over.
GF4
4 the number.
F8 Final Fantasy
F8
8
Final Fantasy 8. Great.
dash
5Z
FRC dash 8GL
8G
XN.
XN.
And then we have one more from Crapmaster Zach, and
Thank
that
you,
is
Zach.
Power Slave Exhumed. KMZAQ dash 4T D 0 N dash LWC0F.
What he said.
And then this one, and we have a couple more. These are from me. These are these are
said we were done.
three. I think these ones are the ones. These were the ones to wait for, perhaps.
Okay, great. See if these work.
And one of the and what a great
And
way!
go to
What a
bed-
great
go to
time to
bed,
give them
Joe.
out. It's Doom 20 Steam key for Doom 2016. It's CJ.
Wait, what is it?
CG.
What game is it?
It's Doom 2016.
I thought that was the.
It wasn't the Game of the Year award. Star Fox Zero was the Game
But
of the Year.
are you giving it away because it's a 2016 game, or is it a coincidence?
Doom 2016. There's no coincidence. There's
10 Turoks.
I think they said in the first Mario movie, there's no such thing as a coincidence. There's only mathematical improbabilities.
But then why are there 10 Turoks?
Doom 2016 is CGJ6N dash BJ.
Blowjob.
BJ.
BJ.
GN.
What was that last one? GN 4
dash R4
R4 8
C
P. And you say there's no coincidence, but
There's
that
no
had
coincidence.
2 4s in it. So that's a coincidence.
There's not 2 4s.
You said there was no coincidence. You said no. You said 4 twice.
I said that there are 2 4s. Prey. This is the reimagined Prey. This is not the Doom 3 engine Prey.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Conclave.
Also D3.
The movie Conclave is about prayer. What is this?
D3 E6 D.
D3 E6 E3
E3.
And there's no coincidences.
Okay.
EGI.
Prey is D3.
D3.
Which is
D3?
Dream. What is the D3 game? It's Dreams.
Dream D3.
Dream D3.
That is something. What is D3? Sound off in the chat if you know what D3 is.
Maybe that was D. No, there's D on
Mighty
the 3DO
Ducks.
of the Sega Saturn.
Mighty Ducks 3. Oh.
There's E2 on the Dreamcast, and then there was going to be a D3, but then they made another game called D3 that did not take place in the D and D2 universe. Well, although the D and D2 did not take place in the same universe
Dungeons and Dragons.
as we all know. D3
D3
E6 D.
What? D?
D3
E6
D dash M97
M9
9
M Night Shyamalan 7. Oh shit.
Dash M0 FUN. And then our final, and that was for Prey.
FUN fun.
Dark Dreams Don't Die is the D41. No knife-proof plebeian. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And someone says Pubs says everyone play D2. You do not know what you're missing. It is a very interesting game. Probably has aged a little clunkily, but you have to just check it out. It was a Dreamcast exclusive, and it never left the platform and never got a re-release. And I think that's a damn shame. And Kenji Eno was a visionary.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 2 is the final Steam key giveaway of the evening.
I thought you were done a while ago.
WRQ5A-XP
health points
30
experience points
dash
JHMYA.
And that's for Dead Rising 2. These are all Steam keys.
So
that
fun.
is the EGI 2 Stream 25 Game of the Year Awards 2016.
Wow.
Allan, we got to the end of it. How does it feel to be finally have 2016 fully behind us?
It's incredible. It feels like getting just being back in the studio, doing EGI 2 again. Feels like stepping into an old shoe that you've worn your whole life, and you put your foot back in, and it still fits.
And it is, in fact, the case that that EGI 2 will return in 2025. We will be doing more EGI 2. We will have, we will come up with a schedule that will make sense for us in our work lives, and as we also, Allan and me are also trying to finish a certain project that a lot of people have been asking us about. I can't say what project that is, but it is in fact a project that we have been working on for some time now, but it should be finishing up relatively soon. And we are so grateful for everybody who joined us on the EGI 2 2016 Game of the Year Awards and laughed at the funny jokes that I spent so much time making as funny as possible. I made so many funny awards, like the Gears of War 1, Allan.
Yes, and Carmen Christopher was so funny to be here. And we also had Luke, but I'm more excited about how Carmen was here and all the funny, incredible stories he told and things he said. It was incredible.
And then I made the one about the Technomancer. Most technos manced.